seconds. Welcome into another episode of Let's Just Talk About It. And I am your amazing, beautiful host, Jessica Simone. Okay, so tonight's topic is, what is a high value man or woman? Somebody already came in on our TikTok live and asked, are you talking about Myron? And he kind of prompted this particular topic because they're talking about being a quote unquote high value man. And they got other men like, oh, I'm a high value man. I need a high value woman. She got to do this, that, and the other. And a lot of them aren't even the men that they wish to be one day. Or maybe you are. But what does that look like to you? Why is my mouse moving like it's crazy? But what does that look like to you? So we're going to talk about it. We're going to open up the panel at 10K likes. So make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe. We are 75 hours to monetization. So you'll be able to send super chats. Shout out to all my super fans in here. If you're not a super fan, become a super fan. If your royal is great, just get your daily heartbeat. It will turn back. All of the women in the chat that's if you become a super fan, you'll be able to get a free month to the link, which is a community to empower women. Alrighty then. So here we go. So close to what? We're so close. We're almost there, you guys. So everybody kind of go in this weekend if you can. I have a playlist of all of the lives, so go and play them back. You don't even have to watch them if you don't want, even though there's some crazy doozies in there. And just turn the volume down, put it in the background, put it on your phone, whatever the case may be. Play it while you're at work, while you sleep. We got Jock Socks in the building. How you doing, Jocks? User 1538. Sorry, you guys. I'm still getting over this cold, so I appreciate all of the patience. That's why you see the gaps in live stream. Now, after our Weird What's Left on Wednesday, we started this conversation. The part 1 is not up yet, but if we reach a good 200 views on this particular one, or you put in the comments and let me know that you want part 1, I will definitely make sure that I repost it to the tube. Okay. So here we go. I did want to play a couple of videos before we got started. And these are some of the things that I am hearing. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go.
Just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
Can I believe you're
Modern day women just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
Can I believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4". Only about 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that if you add that on. So just if we're speaking about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Okay, before we go, what's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people. A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship, right? They want to control their woman. They want to gently lead their woman. A top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself. A top tier man.
I just want to stop really quick and notice how none of the things she talks about as being a top tier man are none of the qualities that he said that he have within himself. How are you doing, beautiful? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? You know what? I'm going to send you some medicine that a friend of mine came over and gave me last night, and it works wonders as well. So remind me to send that to you. But in this video, mind you, none of the qualities that she is listing is any of the qualities that he said he had in himself. Oh my God. I got you, boo. Hold on. To your love.
And supports the dreams and the ideas of a woman. A top tier man prioritizes a woman. A top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
And And with
But I
all that
digress.
stuff that you just said, that was just womanese talk. That
Woman needs is also 6'4", black, attractive.
look,
I don't
what-
know too many
like-
women in my circle
like
who
what-
desire a 6'4" man still wearing braids.
modern day women just don't qualify for the top tier.
Oh, she said, I don't know a top tier woman in my circle that even desires a 6'4" man still wearing braids. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Oh my God. Yes, y'all. Please, everybody, direct your eyes to the last comment that Big LM just made, you guys. I wasn't ready. He said that a top tier man is 6'4", makes over $100,000. Those are things that you can do. Those are not qualities of a particularly a man.
All right, Eric, what makes a rare man?
High value, rare man. Okay, a rare man is not just defined by his talent or his skill. Let me just start there. Plenty of people have talent, but that's not what sets you apart. What
This was
truly
like
makes,
6 minutes, so we're not going to watch the
I
whole
think,
thing.
a man rare is that unwavering commitment to the highest standards. They do what others won't. Long after most have quit, they stand by their values and their convictions when it's uncomfortable, when it's unpopular, when it
You should see the man in the comments talking about, it's me, I'm that rare man with a dog on his fucking profile. Me, how do you know me, bro?
goes against the grain of mainstream.
I thought I reset it. Hold
Rare-
on, hold on. First of all, let me find it. A new one. I thought I reset it. Oh, y'all hit it already? Y'all not motherfucking playing. Shout out to Taylor Twice. Taylor Twice said, I'm out here busting down goals on you hoes. The fuck is you talking about? Period. Drop some crowds in the chat. Taylor Twice is not fucking bullshit. Okay. Here, let's get to our. Let me see. Let's put some chilies in the chat. Let's do some chilies for Saji, y'all. Hey, Steve. How you doing? How are you feeling today, love? Let's do these. All right. I said I just said. She said, gone. What else you got? Sunshine and rain. I have not heard from Wes. I was thinking about him earlier because I was like, if Wes looked at my nails, he'd be like, Queen, what are you doing? Why your nails look like that? I do miss him, though. I just really want to know an update and how he's doing. I do know that when people have like a massive stroke, sometimes they're not able to speak for a while. So I didn't call him today. I called and left him a message yesterday. I'm gonna call him tomorrow. I might just send a video message. I don't even know if he's getting them, but just in case, just when things come through and he cuts his phone on. At first, for a week, the phone was ringing. Now it doesn't even ring anymore. So I'm just really not quite sure. Oh, y'all remember this name?
Number one, in order to be a high value man, it starts with money. Again, like it or not, I didn't put the 6-figure thing out there. It's been with us since the mid 80s. And like it or not, that's where this whole thing starts. You can't be high value and homeless. So you have to make a certain
You really
amount of
can't be
money.
high value.
And the
and
line
homeless.
is roughly at $10,000.
I love you
month,
too. I
adjusted
hate to
for
agree
Atlanta
with Kevin
dollars. If
Simmons.
you live in
but
San Francisco, LA, New York
You
City,
can't be high
where
value.
the cost of
huh?
living is higher than 100%, you need to adjust it. So $10,000 a month gets the starting point off for high value. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just giving you what the world gave me. Number two, that money needs to be made over a length of time, i.e. performance. And that's roughly about 5 years.
Hold on. Who? Kevin Samuels? Kevin Samuels is unalive. He was found unalive, laid up with a woman, the same type of woman that he tell women they could never have a man.
3-year mark, you're kind of starting to scratch the surface. Why does it need to be 5 years? Well, because guys, it's a matter of consistency and stability. Look in the NFL, the NBA, anybody can have a great season But having a great season does not automatically mean you're going to the Hall of Fame. They want to see consistent numbers over a period of time. You know how this works, just like I do in business.
Let me see.
There's no way I could date a 5. I'm just saying.
So what can you do?
Listen, I know the comments gonna kill me. But I gotta have an 8 or above. Okay. I'm a high value.
So what do you think you are, Pastor?
Listen,
not the bag, bitch. That shit ain't it, bitch. Oh, right before that lady. Hold on, he was with a man? Shut the fuck up. Hold on. Of course they ain't gonna let me pull that up. You know I was looking for it, okay? Let me see if they got it in long form. Addressed a viral clip of a man seen sleeping during one of his sessions. I got it. Hey, come on. That is the angel numbers letting you know they got you, okay? They got you. Don't worry about a thing. I said, oh no, what is that? My bad. Everybody drop a couple gifts. TikTok shop. We got the GOAT gift goal. That's angel numbers letting you know. Oh no, we can't watch no hour worth of nothing. Let me see.
Hey guys, welcome back. Have you seen this clip of Kevin?
Is that B some
live streams? What's up, guys? It's Jade here. And you know Kevin Samuels. He's a very polarizing figure.
What happened here? Somebody's sleeping in the bed.
Now, you saw that, okay? Let's go back. Maybe you missed it.
Or just in general.
What the heck just happened?
Okay.
Did he hit the wrong
man. He's got a blanket over top of him. His head is on the pillow.
Hey, Sash.
Now, this is
what?
People's theory. Some people feel like, hey, this is his man. This is proof that he's gay.
Oh Lord, hold on. Let me bring it up real quick.
Hold on. Some people that say, oh, this was a caller. He maybe got tired of waiting on camera.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I had my little success. I went to a consultant, well known before he passed. I went to him.
He went to Kevin Samuels.
What is it? And he told me, he said, I'm gonna be honest, you probably one of the better looking men that I've seen.
Okay.
And that's in all honesty. I'm probably about, I always give myself a low 12.
He said he would give himself a low 12. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Son, how you doing, beautiful? How are you feeling? Everybody, welcome in. Son, what is a high value man to you? Hey, Crystal. Hey, Erica. Thank y'all so much for getting in that gift goal. I appreciate you. Shout out to Mickey Vicky Ann. Okay. Andy is.
Child. You said what is a high value man? Not that thing that was on the screen.
Did you hear what he said? He said he can't.
Bitch, he said a low 12. I almost went in the shower. I said, oh, y'all coming out the womb like that now? Bitch, what is this? He said a low 12. So you have a comb over from 1911.
The bang.
What are we talking about? The only bang you have is in your beard. Stink of what? What? A low 12. What is that? A Roman numerals? A low 12 and what? Huh? Anybody?
Oh my God.
Bueller? That nigga said a low 12. God, let me come to you real quick. Hold on. We got to get this out the way. Hey, Big G. How you doing, Big Sandals? Let's talk. Let's have a minute. Let me ask you a question. When you up there putting them together, I don't know how you do it. I'm not questioning how you do it. I don't need to know the exact specifics or the details. What I do need to know is what's going on when we get to the charisma, the self-esteem category, because I feel like you're giving these men too much. I feel like you're giving them into a place of they think they are the end all be all, when what I read was you were the beginning and the end. So how can it be that they think they are the end all be all, but you are the beginning and the end? You figure that one out, and when you get back to me, you let me know. Besides, and one more thing. You got the time yet on when you gonna take when you gonna have St. Peter call his name? God, what you mean who? Don't play in my face. You know what's going on down here. This don't who me, sir.
You see a who? I don't even see a who. Somebody said who in the chat?
Who?
You said who?
No, I'm talking to God. He over there talking about some who. When he said, well, whose name you want me to call? You know whose name I want you to call. Stop playing. You know whose name. Big G, don't do this to me, please. You know whose name it is. Don't make me say. You need a hint. You know that it's only 3 initials.
Girl, I know.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I did. Don't even. Come on.
Why God ain't calling that man? God said, that motherfucker not coming over here.
Because God got the connection to Lucifer, so they can skip all the hullabaloo. We can skip past the funeral, all of that. He putting in the call in downstairs, gonna make him seem like he going up, and they gonna snatch him off the escalator.
It's sad when don't neither one of them want your ass. God damn.
That's a damn shame.
Y'all draw some crowns for Orchid.
I love you.
I love you for clearing out that gift code. Thank you so much, beautiful. I appreciate it. I'm doing amazing. I can't complain. I'm getting over this cold, which is a good thing. I'm bartending a little party tomorrow for some extra money. The money. So that is and I got on obviously a little bit late. As usual, but I'm gonna try not to stay on too long, maybe just a couple of hours.
Girl, don't set a time, because as soon as you say that, you'll be on here for 7. Don't you even play your own stuff. As soon as you set a time limit on it, you're gonna be up here until the sun.
I'm screaming. Facts.
Don't set no time on it. That nigga said a low 12.
Girl, well, Lena said that they do what's that called, satire, because there's definitely it gotta be satire.
Well, it has to be, because that can't be believable. That can't be believable. Sir, you don't look in the mirror and say, your mirror don't look at you and say that. I don't give a damn what you say in that reflection. Your mirror's disagreeing with you.
It does not come back
no,
that
the
way.
fuck you not. No, the fuck you not.
How,
Rise
sir?
and shine, nigga.
How sway? How sway?
How sway? How sway?
Pastor Leviticus funny as hell. Oh shit! Well, I definitely gotta.
That nigga said a low 12, and I haven't been able to really stop thinking about that.
Oh my god! Hold on, because this is one that what's that called? That Taylor sent to me. So let me see what she talking about. Let me make it a little bigger. Who is streamer Jordan Cisco? Jordan Cisco is wild.
It was one push, bro. It was literally like I called her and she didn't listen. So basically, because she was in the shower, she couldn't hear shit. If I ever did hit her, which is insane. I would never hit my wife, and she's pregnant. Thanks. I mean, you could.
So you guys can.
Girl, are you well?
Girl, your eye is black. What the fuck?
What kind of push is that?
No, what? You have a black eye? What the fuck?
Oh, he has definitely hit her before.
Oh, okay.
They say women are emotional.
Golly. Whoa.
That wasn't a hit?
It was a little. It was one push, bro.
Oh. What the fuck?
That was not a one push. She literally has a black eye, right?
A push wasn't even in the vicinity. Those were delivered punches.
Bitch, he must think we stupid.
It was one push, bro. It was literally like I called her and she didn't listen. So basically, because she was in the shower,
that sounded like 2 hits, Taylor.
I never did hit her,
right?
It is insane. I would never hit my wife, and she's
hey,
pregnant.
DRC.
I mean, you can.
So you guys can.
Girl, wake up.
Girl, okay.
Wow. Now people
he popped her twice.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah, somebody that crashes out like these crash outs that we're seeing, you don't just all of a sudden calm down. Like, bro, the man losing his mind. Probably because he lost the game. And he said, She said ow twice. Ow,
and
ow.
You know what? And I think that's the other people. They're so concerned. Everybody's so concerned about whether LGBTQIA plus curriculum is being taught in schools. Why the fuck is nobody worried about if anger management classes are being taught in school to young men?
Mm-hmm.
Why emotional intelligence classes are not being taught in schools and offered to young men? Why are we not doing the work? Not because he spilled a drink on his keyboard.
Yeah. Then makes her tells the chat that she's okay. Like,
right, y'all are so worried about sexuality that you wouldn't question this behavior. Oh well, they spilled the drink on the keyboard. That's his fault. Why the fuck didn't he punch himself?
Because he spilled his drink on his PC.
But she bears the brunt of what value? I don't know. I don't even know what a high value man is now. What does that even mean? At this point, I know what a high value woman is. I've seen, have been mentored by. I know plenty of high value women. Where are the men? Where are the men?
It's crazy how easily, though, we can talk about like how amazing, a lot of women are, and then we talk, our high value men. We just like, let me think about it. Give me a second.
Yeah, let me think, and let me get back to you. Give me a minute.
I do it because I had some. Well, we don't. James Dale Collins, girl. The only thing high about James Dale Collins is his fucking OF fee, bitch. Okay.
Oh, I see Taylor want to be funny tonight. I see Taylor trying to be hilarious. I'm like, who the fuck said anything about James Dale Collins?
When you do,
Taylor is
I'll tell it, Walker. I'm on your ass, boy. I'm on your ass until midterms.
Baby, y'all wearing him out.
I don't give a fuck.
Y'all wearing him out. Not this James Dale Collins is really.
Who is you?
And you want to know what's sad? I heard her say it.
You heard
I
her?
heard her say it
You
in
can
my
hear her
head.
voice.
I
You
heard
can hear
her.
her. Ah!
Taylor.
No, did you see
Taylor.
can I play it right now? Can I play it right now? Do I need to change the topic to Democrats, what should be your next move? Hold on.
Because I mean, at this point, I mean, they were doing good. They held out and did halfway. It got almost everything. Actually, not even almost. They essentially got everything they wanted from the fucking Republicans. And here come Mike Johnson's little swill will ass. I'm sorry. Continue.
What did he say?
What
did he say?
Oh, that they're not going to accept the terms of what the Senate agreed upon, because once it passed, it has to go back down to the House. And Mike Johnson was like, nah, and this is preposterous and a bunch of bullshit. Mind you, the bill funded everything except ICE and CBP.
Did the Democrats get what they want in it?
They got everything they wanted.
Okay.
Everything out of the Senate, and now they done send it back down to Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson's like, no, we're not going to send this forward to the president.
So now we back at square one?
No, because now Trump has issued a memorandum stating that all TSA workers and DHS and all need to be paid. Mind you, he's issued a memorandum, not an executive order, so he technically is telling them, hey, he doesn't have control over the persons we know, but he's telling the departments, hey, pay your people. And everybody's like, okay, but you could have done this 40-something days ago. So
so we just wasting everybody's time.
Yeah. Exactly. Everybody's time has been wasted. I don't want to hear anybody complain about the Democrats because they got what they want. They held out, they did the thing. And Trump said, oh, well, I can't give them a win, but so now everybody's like, okay, but you could have did this 40 days ago.
Yeah. We just go, everybody just going. I think they're just trying to break everybody each time. That's what it feels like. Yeah. Like, let me just see how much you can take, and then I'll unsqueeze it. Then let me try again, and then I'll unsqueeze it. Let me try again. Let me unsqueeze it. Hold on. This is what we're about to do really quick, because I'm gonna snap the first part. Welcome into another episode of Let's Just Talk About It with your host, Jessica Simone. That would be me. Tonight's topic now is what should be the Democrats' next move? As you guys know, that are we in a shutdown? That we are no longer in a shutdown, that they voted unanimously in the Senate to, pretty much open up the government again, right? So what should be the next move? I have the beautiful sun-kissed Prince on the panel. I have the amazing DRC on the panel. What are your thoughts on, what just happened? And what do you think that should be the next move going forward?
Girl, I've been under the bubble. What happened?
Girl,
what didn't happen?
Girl, Sun Kids, catch us up. So I said, I am not available.
Okay, I'm here. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm here. I'm sorry. No. So basically, what has happened is that we all know. Just to recap, we have been in this again, our second government shutdown within a 3-4 month period, because we were just in one at the end of 2025. Towards the end of 2025. We're now in 2026. We knew this would come and happen, except this time it's happening around again. The funding of DHS is what this has come down to. And essentially, they've been in this holdout for weeks of DHS workers, including TSA workers, not getting paid, essentially going into what is a mini government shutdown, right? Right. With that being said, we've gone through this place of Democrats presenting several options to the Republicans saying, no, it's either we fund ICE and CBP or nothing. And the Dems said, okay, if that's the way you want to play it, have at it, players. We ain't saying shit. We not doing nothing. We're going to sit here and we're going to see where the chips fall this time. Now, of course, everybody was like, well, the Dems are going to cave. The Dems always cave. That is not true. What has realistically been happening is that there have been 7 or 8 outliers that have decided, because they're not going to run for re-election next year, that they are tired of quote unquote seeing people hurt, and then they vote with the Republicans, even though we know they know they're not seeking re-election, so they can move how they want to move, because it's not going to matter for their political careers. Get it, got it, good. With that being said, we've gone through around 6 or 7 presentations of Democrats saying, hey, we're presenting this in so many ways. We're even willing to fund every single other department. We just do not want funding for ICE and CBP. At this time, we can revisit it, vote on it. But at this time, all these other things is what we're offering. They kept saying no, to the point where, as we've all seen, these long lines, these massive lines, all of these things that are happening at the airports, because it makes no sense still why at Jackson Hartford or Atlanta Jackson Hartford had 6-hour plus lines.
That's crazy.
I saw that they were down in the parking garage. I said, this is
in
insane.
the parking garage, baby. What is out there? Nothing.
And Austin, they were outside. You know that they were outside around, like, where you driving into the airport, across on the street, especially during South by Southwest, because everybody's traveling internationally. Everybody's there, so thank God I get to drive to South by Southwest. But yeah, they was out in the street.
But yeah, and it's been disastrous. It's been these long wait times, these longer flights, all of these things, right? People missing flights, not being able to get rerouted, so all these things have been happening. So last night, essentially in the dead of night, there was this essential agreement where the Republicans said, you know what? In the Senate, they said, you know what? Y'all got it. Democrats, we're going to give you what you want. It's going to be fine. Because we have to get through this, right? So the Republicans caved for the first time, and the Republicans and Donald Trump essentially caved. Donald was like, you know what? I'm tired. I ain't got it in me. The American people are starting to catch on that we're at fault.
But they done fucked up.
Just that I fucked up, and I already fucked up with Iran, and I got that on me, and they're still sniffing at them Epstein file. I got to do something. I'm trapped. So he said, you know what? Do it. Let's just give it to them. We'll make the people happy.
Yeah.
Right? Wrong.
Probably you think the airlines was on their ass too?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
All of that. Because this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And what Democrats need to do right now is they need to keep their feet on their neck.
Well, hold on, Darcy. Hold on, just because we're not there yet. There is more. Hold on. So after they said, okay, we will do this, we'll do the thing, fine, fuck it. They did the thing. They gave Democrats what they want. They caved. That bill, because once it's signed in the Senate, it has to go back where? To the House. It went back to the House. Mike Johnson looked at it and said, absolutely the fuck not. I don't care that people are going to not be able to get paid. I don't care. I've waited all this time. I'll continue to wait some more. Fuck those people is essentially what he said. And I'm saying that because he said, no, we are not going to sign this bill and send it to the president's desk because it doesn't fund ICE and CBP. Well, and we don't want to move a bill forward that does not have ICE or CBP funding in it.
So are we in a shutdown or not?
We are still in a shutdown, essentially, I think, with quotations around it. But the issue is that right after that, Donald Trump essentially signed a presidential memorandum and told the departments, hey, you have to start paying these people immediately.
But don't Mike Johnson do whatever Trump say do? So do you think it's just a thing to make him look good? Like, I'm trying, but Mike Johnson won't, knowing that Mike Johnson, but in the background tell Mike Johnson, allegedly in Minecraft, hey, don't send it. You know what I mean?
No, I think Mike Johnson is holding on because Mike Johnson is trying to, with quotations around it, help the president and be at the behest and will of the president, even though literally the president technically played him because he even with him not moving it forward, Trump still signed a presidential memorandum saying these people need to be paid.
The only bright side to this is I see there could be some friction between the two of them. And one day he might get on their podium, Mike Johnson, and, shout it because he's so close to shouting out his true identity.
Baby.
He might shout out all his secrets too.
Come clock it.
Come on with it.
I just want him to release his demons. I just want him to untether that.
Untether yourself.
It's so serious, baby. Let it go. Get the monkey off your back.
it is killing you.
Mhm.
It is tearing
Slowly
you
and
up.
surely. Killing me softly.
He looks so
with
miserable.
this
He looks so miserable in it.
He
Mhm.
does, because
Mike
he is
Johnson, he just
miserable.
looked terrible.
Because he is. He's 5'6" with a and in the closet. Anybody would look terrible in those
Yeah.
pants. Anybody. But so that's where we are. So technically, yes, technically, no. We're still in the government shutdown because the funding again of the departments is that.
Why do they
the
need
people-
more money?
ICE and CB because they want them to keep moving in the manner they've been moving, and
They got
these
all that
people-
money in the big beautiful bill.
But you have to remember, baby. You hold on, boo.
They
hold
spinning
on.
it.
Yeah,
Hold
come on,
on,
help
I'm
me.
getting- we're-
Hold
they're
my
get-
hand.
they're- Okay,
Yes, I got
I
you.
got you. You baby, you got to remember these people are not smart. You have to understand Republicans have never really been that smart to begin with what we felt
Never.
as a majority of the country, because we always say Republicans say they're about small government, all these things, yet they don't know how to spend money.
Mhm.
And that's why every time we get a Democratic president or a Democrat person, they are always end up creating a surplus because they're looking at ways to continue to elevate the treasury of America, of the United States of America. Republicans don't function in that way, and so that's why we say, Republicans, y'all aren't that smart apparently. Because why do we always end up in debt and in deficit math? Like, what? This is simple finances at this point. What are y'all doing?
Yeah.
The issue continues to become here is that
Hey, Nancy.
there is a facet of this where we have to understand that these are, again, all Trump loyalists. These are MAGA loyalists. These are people who are saying they're smart, but we know they're not smart.
Mhm.
Yeah, like, we don't have to look any further than Kristi Noem losing her job, than Pam Bondi testifying in front of Congress and talking about the motherfucking Dow being up by 50,000 points, which was a lie, by the way, because the Dow has nothing to
And
do
when
with her
they
job.
lie about the
Why is
numbers,
she
they
sitting up there
do.
talking about the goddamn Dow will forever be a mystery to the American people. Oh, wait, it's not because she didn't want to talk about Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. Because she didn't want to get because she didn't want what happened to Kristi don't happen to her.
No, exactly. They fired Kristi Noem because she was spending money and taking pictures of herself on horseback ride.
On
And then not
horseback,
only do they spend the
absolutely.
money, they provide
And
proof
Pete
of
Hegseth-
the spending
Pete
the
Hegseth-
money.
Exactly, Pete. Because what the fuck were y'all spending $93 million on lobster tail for? What the
That's
fuck was that for?
crazy.
That enrages me. Meanwhile, babies couldn't eat.
Babies couldn't eat, had no ability to, couldn't get no formula, no Similac, no
Don't want to
nothing.
give SNAP.
Right, y'all didn't want to give SNAP benefits, but you over here spending $103 million on a motherfucking steak.
Hey, Daisy.
Porterhouse to be exact. So you're eating on our dime.
Mhm.
You're spending money on lavish gifts on our time. You're you're renting
Piano.
apartments and hotel rooms and pianos and shit so you could fuck your coworkers on them. I'm
Yep.
looking at you, Kristi Noem.
Yep. Because why do you
I'm
need a
looking at you,
king size
Kristi
bed
Noem.
in your jet?
Right.
Thank you. What you doing?
The nigga you laying with ain't even king size. Bitch, you're not even king. You're a bird-legged hoe. What the fuck do you need?
And they talking about like, didn't they say something about could they gonna use this plane to deport people? What you trying to fuck the
and
immigrants?
y'all fucking on it?
Make it. Then why do you need a bed, bitch?
Right. Like, what is this? The bitch, this ain't no Sky Palace. The fuck?
This is crazy.
But like, that's the piece of this. You all are going to spend all this money. We're $40 trillion in debt.
In debt.
The United States of America is insolvent. Do you know what that means, beloveds?
It means that if he bankrupt 3 casinos, he gonna bankrupt America.
Exactly.
Bitch, it means we're broke.
Mm-hmm. Big B.
It means we ain't got no money.
Okay. Oh my God.
It's good times around here.
It means that we can't rob Peter to pay Paul because Peter
We
ain't
good
got
times
it
around
either.
here.
Peter said, "You can go back there and look if you want. Drop some crowns for Nancy in the chat.
Okay,
Thank you so
what
much."
they say, temporarily, yo.
Good
Exactly.
time.
Hey,
JJ is Pete Hegseth crazy.
bitch. And there ain't no Michael. Ain't nobody singing
Ain't
and
no
tap
Michael.
dancing our way out of this one.
Ain't no
okay?
Michael.
Ain't no James. Ain't no damn.
Hey, Tywin. I see you guys over on the tube. Thank you guys so much for being here. Yes, tonight we're talking about what should be the Democrats' next move as we await a an official relief from the shutdown. Like Sunkist said that Donald Trump signed a memorandum saying that
a presidential memorandum
that you have to pay the people, even though Mike Johnson said he wouldn't.
But again,
That's so
understanding
jacked
that
up.
just because they're paying them doesn't mean they're returning to work, because technically the department is still not funded. They're just paying them. And we do not know if that even includes back pay.
Exactly.
So at least I do not. I don't know if he mentioned that in the presidential memorandum.
So if we get out of the shutdown, they will give back pay, right?
Don't know.
I believe they're supposed to, but again, people have reported not receiving back pay from the federal government before, so we do not know what will take place.
Don't know.
This is a tragedy.
It's gotta really suck to have voted for this man and lose your job.
I'm
Like,
telling
really,
you. I'm telling you.
Damn.
Imagine voting for the man who put you out of a job. Is this what people felt in the 80s with Reagan when they started Reaganomics and first
Probably.
one fired, last one hired, first one fired? Like, is that what this felt like?
Mm-hmm.
They'll give themselves back pay before we ever see anything. Absolutely, Sash.
Yep.
That is absolutely correct. We not seeing it again. We're talking about people who are spending $93 million on lobster tail, who are up there fucking in sky palaces that they're using to deport American citizens and brown people in.
And Tywin said, how America broke and Trump won another $200 million war.
200, listen.
Billion, probably.
Billions. Yeah, no, it ain't no millions, baby. It's billion. 200. Pete Hegseth had the audacity of a white man, incidentally, to get up there and say, we need $200 billion more dollars. Mind you, America, as a country, as a superpower, with quotations around it, we spend the most money on our military than any other G7 and G20 nation. We have the most extensively expensive military ever.
Yeah.
What the fuck do they need $200 billion more dollars for? Mind you, they just got damn near, I don't even know how much out of the big beautiful bill, because that was also funded ICE and the military.
That's why they need more money, y'all. You ain't got it.
Right. Again, $4 trillion in debt.
That's crazy. We was already,
bitch, we are broke.
Every time he get in here, we get, like you say, we can't even rob Peter to pay Paul. Every time he get in here,
got it neither.
They bankrupt us. Erica, thank you for the hand heart. I appreciate you. How are you feeling today, Queen?
It's crazy, y'all. This is, and and then niggas want to get online and judge women for starting OnlyFans. Nigga, if you knew, bitch, if you knew what was good for you, if you knew what was good for you too, you get up there and put that Peter Wacker to use instead of talking about it. Actually show a bitch something to make you a coin. I'm sick of people judging people for that. Because every day, listen,
this
Party City sell masks. I don't know what y'all talking about.
And mind y'all, I have a good job. I work a 9 to 5, and I'm still like, I'm right there, bitch. I'm after taxes. I'm like, maybe I could just show a little bit of hole. They like that, right? I'm
gonna start with my feet and see where it take me.
Feet finder, something.
Baby. They ain't that many of them. We got to hit it big and go home, bitch.
Yeah, we gotta go OF.
We gotta go OF. We gotta show some hole, baby. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought that ass in a circle.
No, bitch. With it, I'ma spread the cheeks and just a little bit. Put half a blur on it.
And be like, you gotta pay this much to see to unblur it, bitch.
They said, now I'm saying, bitch, fuck a paywall, bitch. I'm doing pay content, period.
Okay.
I put half a blur on that hole. You gotta pay to see the other half. We taking it back to 8. We taking it back to the fucking westerns, bitch. Ye timey old slot machine. Slot me out, nigga.
So that's why I said Party City bankrupt. Okay, nigga. You can't even have a party no more, bitch. What did Missy say, Sash?
Girl, they closing down. Like I said to her, they closing 150 Popeyes across. I said, what?
Popeyes? Niggas not playing, boy. They ain't buying chicken,
bitch. This is serious. I said they not buying chicken.
Me looking out the window to see if the Popeyes
I did not know
across the street is
that.
still open.
You sick. You sick. Stop it. You checking on the Popeyes.
Hold on, bitch.
Not you checking on it like a parent check on their child.
She said, let me check mine. Let me check my Popeyes.
Not the
check my
chicken.
Not the chicken sandwiches.
I be a dead ass. They close 150 Popeyes are going bankrupt. I said, Jesus, there is no way. What do you mean, Pop? 150? Chapter 11? I was shook. I said, oh, it's getting wicked out here.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I'd see the day that Popeyes was filing Chapter 11 bankrupt. I said, this is sick.
Oh,
it's been a year.
It's only been a year and 3 months.
That's it.
That's
Black History Month. Black History Month it was just in February.
Taylor,
it ain't even been 28 days since Black History Month, y'all. Not the 2-piece special, the biscuit, all of it.
Lord.
I said this is sick. So you said what should be the Democrats' next move? In all honesty, at this point, they held out. They did the thing. They got to keep making life hell for them at this point, and I think they're starting to get that message.
Yeah.
Also, Democrats are winning. There's the battle of attrition, and then there's also the battle of mental power and willpower.
Mm-hmm.
Republicans, every loss is a crack in the armor.
Mm-hmm.
Every loss is a fracturing. Every loss is an exertion of the will of the American people and telling them that, bitch, we not fucking with it no more.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, I'm saying that for them, the people who voted for that. I'm not saying that for us because we wasn't fucking with it to begin with. I want to be clear.
Yeah.
But that's why they only give out 100 pet. Bitch, right? I tried to get 2.
Now 100.
I tried to get 2, and they was like,
I can't even get 1 per chicken, bitch.
Yeah. They not even giving out the sauces no more.
I need something crunchy right now. Popeye sounds so good.
But I think the Democrats need to just keep making their life hell and doing what they can. Because again, to be clear, Florida elected 2 Democrats to its house.
Yeah, I saw
this past Tuesday.
Mar-a-Lago.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mar-a-Lago.
His own district.
And mind you, Republicans outvoted Democrats in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Their turnout number and voting number was higher than Democrats in Florida. You know what else that means, guys? It means that Republicans are voting for Democrats in fucking Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Boca Raton has a Democratic mayor. That hasn't happened in 30 years.
They on their ass, boy.
This is not a joke.
The same way I'm on Tallarico ass. You hear me? Hold on, I'm about to play this video really quick, you guys.
Black people in Texas are not only upset because Jasmine Crockett lost the Texas Senate primary. I need you all to understand this. I can tell a lot of people in Texas are thinking that right now, whether it be people online, regular voters, people like me and you, politicians, it does not matter. There seems to be this perception that Black people are only upset because our preferred candidate lost. Now, let me tell you something. That shit ain't new. We're used to that.
That part.
That is not the only reason people are upset right now. Yes, her losing is part of it, but it is only one piece of the puzzle. And to think that that is the entire puzzle is reductive. I can tell that that is a perception either because I've heard it or because I can tell in the way that you all are speaking to Black people in Texas. It is not productive. It is patronizing. If your goal is to mend the relationship with Black Texans, you will not be successful in doing so if you only focus on Jasmine Crockett losing. You will fail. So if your messaging looks anything like, hey, I know the primary was rough, but we need to come together, you are missing a very crucial step. It is
Fuck you if you're saying that.
not going to
It's not that.
it is actively making things worse. Okay. And I'm not saying this based off of my own personal point of view. My personal point of view is in there, of course, but it is based off of the conversations I've had online, in person, with people in my community, with people that are real life voters here in Texas that are Black, some that are aware of online discourse and some that are not, that are pissed because of how the primary panned out in its entirety. Think about how bad something has to be for the most reliable voting bloc in the entire Democratic Party to question whether they want to do that or not, at least for a particular race, especially when that demographic is at the bottom rung of society. We are one of the demographics that gets the firsthand impacts of the worst of what this country does to us.
Yeah, because
You don't have to preach to us about how bad things can get. We already know. So think about how bad it has to be for that conversation to happen. Now, I'm not talking about anything when it comes to my own personal point of view, okay? Make that very clear. But what I am saying is that you all need to consider collectively what is happening with Black people and what got Black people collectively in Texas where we're at right now. Black people in Texas.
Now I was gonna make a video about this. It ain't gonna be as polished as Love Morgan Down. Okay, she know how to deliver it. Cause my delivery wasn't gonna be like that. I just want to let y'all know now. Just kind of give y'all a heads up for when you see it. Just know I would love and respect Morgan because she can say it probably in a better way than I can. But Kay Oliver said that Black elders need to hear this. And then somebody said, no, they don't. They are the most consistent voting bloc. We'd win 0 elections without them. Millennials and Gen Z voters don't step it up and start running for office and participating instead of being passive and compliant. You think Republicans are sad Black people are staying home? They count on it. And I just hate the fact that y'all think that because we on Tallarico's ass, oh, Mr. Jimmy Collins, just because we on Jimmy Collins' ass does not mean that we are not voting. And I heard dogs holler, so that's why I didn't say anything, because they probably wasn't talking about me. Like, I'm sick of people saying they're not gonna vote. They're not gonna vote. And I kept saying, I'm voting. Just because I'm not voting for James Dale Collins does not mean that I'm not gonna vote. And I encourage everybody to show up and vote. I do. They need to know that we show up. They need to know that we show up, because once they know that we show up, then the fear tactic is like, well, who you gonna vote for? And she said, actually, yes, they do. Too many Black elders are dismissing millennials and Gen Z voters because of them being the most solid base. They feel they feel as if they can speak to us any type of way. However, you cannot ask us to step up, and when we do, it isn't to your liking. Either you want us to vote or you don't. Respect the decision that we laid out, and we can move forward. They need to hear this, and I'll make sure when they have our first Black discussion with my Black Issues Committee that this is addressed. Now, fortunately, I have not come across any elders that have spoken to me disrespectfully. I was on Fee's panel. Shout out to Fee Talks Back. If you're not following her, definitely give her a follow. And there were a couple of our elders who talked about, like, either living during Jim Crow, having dogs sicked on them and stuff. So they are definitely going to exercise their right to vote. And I respect that. And I respect the fact that what they went through, including my ancestors, for us to be able to vote. So I am definitely going to exercise my right to vote. That stepping and sitting out is not what I'm going to do. I am going to show up. But if we keep doing the same thing, expecting different results, then how are we going to expect something to change? And I know one was like, if I got to step on the racist white man to get what I need done, that's what I'm going to do. And I get that. And she was like, we all know that, y'all are talking about James Dale Tallarico. James Dale Collins is, y'all, she said that people were talking about how he racist. She said, we always been voting for racists. I get it. I get that too. So if I got two racists up there, just because one say he blue, but have like red adjacent tendencies, how is that going to help? Sorry, y'all. The wind is whipping out there. Somebody also said that the fact that the Supreme Court got involved because of the RNC here in the state of Texas for the 30th district, which is in Jasmine Crockett, represents, pissed me off because they closed the voting booth despite a number of people already waiting to vote before 7 p.m. And by Texas law, they are allowed to vote despite the lines. The fact that the lower courts allowed people to vote until 9 should have told the Supreme Court, why are you changing your own Texas constitutional laws so people are disenfranchised like they were back in 2020 in the Harris County? Now we are starting to see the very same thing in Harris County, as well as probably we'll see this once again in the midterm election in November, because they're just going to do the same thing in November, which is why I say you got to play chess. Tallarico seat is gone. Gone. So I already started planning on what we would do, what we're going to do next. Even if we all said we already voted for Tallarico, we're showing up for Tallarico, Mr. Collins, and we get there, and then all of a sudden they pull the same shit, they fuck with it again, and then the Republicans win, which is probably what they're going to do again. If it works, they're not going to break it. They're just going to enforce it, right? So whatever your plan would be after that, we need to do that again. But we're definitely showing up. We're definitely showing up. So, any thoughts on that, you guys? If not, no problem. Nope.
I think that's one of the reasons why I was so pissed off about what happened with Jasmine. It's the whole thing is just shady as hell.
Yeah.
And we all know. So, I mean, it's so corrupt. It really and truly is.
That's why I keep
think
telling.
there's this.
Go ahead,
Oh,
son.
sorry.
No. Go ahead, son.
No, I was just going to say, I think it's interesting that there continues to be this thought process behind why what is happening, other than there just being a direct understanding of what is being said is just what is being said. Like it's people trying to do deep dives and think pieces on why black people and black women in particular in Texas are saying, you know what, we got to take a step back. Now, again, I'm not a Texas resident nor a Texas voter. However, it is very interesting that it's now like there needs to be this deep banding together when it's like, okay, can there be a grieving of the loss?
Mhm.
Why is it always that, oh, well, black women and black people have to pick up and continue going, especially when there is a question surrounding, hey, we do not know if this person has our best interest at heart. And the response that is being said, well, of course he does. He's a Democrat. Of course he's gonna do it. He's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. And it's like, how often have white men been great for the majority of the whole?
Mhm.
Exactly.
And I think that's a valid question where people are saying, well, they're making fun of him for his name. No, they're not making fun of him for his name. There's a question around why he changed his name. When, again, understanding that Texas has already seen a history of that, a la Ted Cruz, whose actual name is Raphael. Like, let's really but I'm being serious.
Yeah.
And so what's the strategy if they're ignoring the black vote? I mean, and that's the question.
That is the question.
If you're already feeling that this person is not engaging in good faith, let alone engaging at all with black voters, why are you then turning around and saying, well, they need to vote? Well, they need to vote for them because you feel like those who have won majority leadership have not necessarily gone out and sought your vote. Again, the question becomes and I will continue to ask, you're saying, oh, they need to earn my vote. They need to earn my vote. Well, why is it any different now?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all said the same thing about Kamala in 2024, that she needed to earn y'all's vote, that y'all didn't felt the vote was earned. But now that somebody else is saying, there needs to be an earning here, there needs to be a reconciliation, there needs to be an actual try. Oh, well, we don't have time for that. Who doesn't have time for it?
Yeah.
He's got 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
Do we vote for him just because he is blue? I mean, again.
So when we talk about,
I'm sorry.
I just want, and I do want you to answer that question. Both of y'all can answer that too. I don't ask, We talk about MAGA who vote for Republicans no matter what. Whoever's in the Republican, right? Whoever we like, oh, y'all stupid, y'all just vote for the Republicans. And then if we blow blue no matter who, aren't we low-key doing the same thing, just calling it something different? Now, granted, when we voted for VP Kamala Harris, she was the most qualified candidate. When we voted for Jasmine Crockett, she was a better choice. Because, black women just are better, period. But do you think that that's some equivalency there?
I think it's equivalent, but I think the equivalences, at the time, I would say were different.
Mm-hmm.
I think the equivalencies of when we said vote blue no matter who was really so we wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
So that we knew, because we knew it was coming down the pipeline. We knew it was going to be horrendous. I think the ask here is where they're saying, well, isn't it vote blue no matter who? Well, it's also understanding that Texas has been a red state also is on the flip side of this. And people saying, well, if it doesn't turn blue, the Dems are going to fumble this. No, the Dems will not fumble this, but Texas voters are at the end of the day make the final decision. And if they feel so disenfranchised and upset enough, especially from the most massive consistent voting bloc, that they shift from that, that is not a failing of the Democratic Party, because the Democratic Party didn't decide the Texas candidate. It was the majority of Texas voters who said, well, this is the person we want, in disregarding hearing black women and black voices who historically are correct.
Yeah.
And Texas has a massive voter apathy problem.
And Texas not only has a massive voter apathy problem, Texas is also gerrymandered to, is gerrymandered. However, it still is a voter problem. Mm-hmm. Would you vote for Talarico's son? I don't know. This is the time I would be taking to think about it, is 8 months. I really would, because it becomes a matter of hearing, of aligning, of seeing, well, what are you actually functionally going to do? And again, that's why I keep saying I'm not a Texas voter or Texas resident. I'm a Maryland resident. I beloved, we're good. We're okay. I don't typically have this issue, but again, this is an issue, because what is it saying already? Also, how are you trying to reach these voters?
Mm-hmm.
How are you trying to connect with the voter franchise that's saying they're not fucking with you?
God. Thank you so much. Drop some crowns in the chat for Shauna. That was so cute. Oh my God. I need to see crowns right now. I want to see the crowns right now. I invited both Taylor and LMO because I knew they don't be coming off. I was fucking with them.
That was nice. Two white people on a bike.
I'm screaming.
But I mean, like, Darcy, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings on? Because again, I do not know if I would vote for this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. If I would vote for him, I don't know.
I'm in the same boat, but at the same time, I don't want Cornyn.
And that's it. Cornyn or Pax. Like,
exactly.
This is the issue. And it's again, and I just want better for fucking Texas.
Me too.
I do. Like, I have friends and family who are I want better for y'all so fucking bad. I do.
And
but
that's the wild part about it is we're so diverse, but our politics do not reflect that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're a gerrymandered state.
Yeah.
Even where we do come out and vote, they gerrymander those areas to make it seem like we're red. Yeah. We're not red. We're just gerrymandered.
That's correct. And also voter apathy. And I think the thing that is because Shauna, thank you.
Shauna, love you so much, boo. Thank you.
And I think the issue that is also becoming here too is that there was the Latino populace that he really connected with that really also voted for him.
I don't understand that shit.
And and then on top of that, understanding that he was able to shift and connect with these white rural voters, which is, as we know, the primary issue in Texas.
But that's
I think that's another. Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
No. Go ahead.
I think that's the issue hurdle here. And again, he was able to connect with them on religion in the ruralist parts of the country, in that gerrymandered red state. This is the piece that's really blowing me a bit. Like, not like oh my God, I can't believe it, but
This is why it's hard for me to dive deep into those conversations, in that particular area of the conversation, because we don't know that. We had Newton,
What do you mean, baby? I'm
which is
sorry.
a rural area that comes out to be that turned out to be that Jasmine Crockett won it. They said that she had 8, but then all of a sudden she won the that. How many more other counties are like that? How would it been if everybody were able to vote? What would be? Because if I don't know that you actually won, I can't say that what you did worked. I can't get into like you was able to connect with them. Yeah, you may was able to connect with them, get to the votes, but did it work? Did it actually work? You can't really quantify and see what worked and what not if you don't know
take
if
the
you
qualitative
actually won.
data.
Yeah,
And I think that's the question here too, is being able to see it, because
Hey,
they did the
Ulysses. Hey, Ren.
gerrymandering. They did the thing on top of the disenfranchisement of the vote with the voting places and places and playing around with the numbers and sending people to different counties they weren't aware of. You can't determine that number. Then at that point, which I had not even considered just now until you just brought it up, truly, and what that means, absolutely, because you're looking at it in the way of, would these numbers still have been the same if this gerrymandering had not happened?
Mm-hmm. Would the gerrymandering
And I
not
think
happen
that's a prominent.
if
And I
the
think that's a
Supreme
problem because
Court?
they wouldn't have slammed those districts together. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
With the gerrymandering, there would have been normal vote. There would have been the normal district upheld voting, and then you really would have been able to see the qualitative numbers and the qualitative data on if him building coalition with the rural white, around religion and the Latin community, if that really was the winning stick for him. And it's like, then it's like, okay. And I don't think people are understanding that. They're just saying, oh, well, Black people are upset that Jasmine didn't win. I
don't know if she didn't win.
If this was right, if this, in the context of this conversation is, if we're looking at these numbers, if we're looking at all this, then did his strategy work? Yes or no? If we're looking at these numbers plain and simple, if the gerrymandering hadn't have all these things and it worked, okay, cool. Black people would not be sitting up here still saying it, they'd be like, it is what it is. All right, it worked. He got his ducks in a row. We're still asking him to do the thing that it needs to be done, but now we know that this is what happened.
It's not fair because it basically just diluted minority voting strength. And that's corrupt. That's legal corruption.
Yeah, and we're watching it in
But
real
we
time.
also know that this is a reason why we're here where we are now, because they've never wanted it to be equal.
And then
it was never meant to be a balanced playing field.
And he didn't say nothing about it. He's like, oh, I'm going to take my alleged win. And I don't care that your vote was suppressed. You think they're not going to do the same thing to you when it comes down to these midterms? You think they're not going to do it to you?
Of it. He is not understanding. Well, I'm not going to say understanding. He's not clocking that, hey, you're not talking about things that feel important. And don't act like you're not online, sir. Don't act like you're not seeing these things. Like, I think that's the other piece of it. He could have easily said, y'all, even if he wasn't aware, when he did, he could have said, I am aware apparently that this is what is taking place and this is what is going on. I'm so sorry. I did not know this was happening. If you feel some kind of way about that, absolutely. Let's try to figure out ways to do something about that. If you all don't feel the vote that I got the appropriate vote, whatever, like saying something is better than silence. And it's like, he keeps missing this point. It's like, sir, do you want it or not? Do you want it or not?
Let me bring Erica in. Erica Sunshine, how you doing? And I have a question for you guys after that. Let me write it down so I don't forget. Hey, Erica, how are you, beautiful?
Hey. I went to the
Erica.
doctors. Hi, DRC. I've been thinking about you every day.
Oh, thank you.
I miss you guys. But
I miss you.
You know what sucks? I learned don't go to an African doctor, okay? I went to the doctor. She was like, your lymph nodes are big. I just want to make sure that they're not swollen. So she starts filling up my neck and she's like, oh, they're not swollen. That's just their normal size.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, oh, you probably just have allergies. I was like, no, she didn't give me no prescription. I paid $3 for a copay. I was like, oh, man. And I still got the scratchy throat symptoms of allergies.
I'm going to send you a picture of some medicine. What are your thoughts on like either what we said about like the Democrats next move and the medicine I'm gonna send you, it does
Oh,
wonders.
y'all, it's
So
11:11.
I got you. Hold
Oh, we
on.
gotta make a wish. Okay, wait.
I couldn't join them because it's 12:11 for me.
Saja
It
will
is
cuss you out for
12:11
that.
for me too, but I
But you
still
see
do it every
11:11 in the
single
chat, right?
time.
So you
Yup,
saw
I still do it.
11:11. So you
Yup.
saw 11:11.
I still do it every time. Some kids, we're in the same time zone.
Oh, you right? Yeah.
Y'all, even 111 is significant.
So what was your question again? You said about the Democrats.
Like what should be their next move or anything that was said about like the Jasmine Talarico, you can touch on either one. And then I got a question for all of y'all and then I'll let you guys
Okay.
answer.
For the Talarico, I still think he's a motherfucking plant. And I don't understand how the so-called white liberals claim they want change, but they keep voting in a white man.
And the same thing.
Yeah, just I don't understand. We're already in what trillions for the war in Iran, and then Trump fucked up. How do you bankrupt the country? I called it. I kept telling everybody, just you keep saying he's a good business owner. He bankrupt the country. Insolvent, bankruptcy. How do you bankrupt a country? Like, really? But it's about time. Like I was saying it earlier, when I was talking to Gina. We can achieve a lot through education, but stop making shit easy for people. I think that natural selection should get rid of them just fine. I'm tired of pandering, and I never pandered that much anyways to like white liberals claiming to be allies. They don't do enough. They're not deconstructing. They're constantly capitalizing in people's like spaces. I just don't have the time for it anymore. So I'm gonna keep sticking with the black and brown unity of the family that we've built together.
Same. Hola, Pedro.
I love Pedro.
Sí, yo también.
And just stick to that. As far as like as far as the liberals are concerned, like I said, anybody that aligns white, I'm gonna side eye to you. Like that's the only words I have because I've reached my frustration point a while ago.
So my next question is, and Son, you can answer first, and then whoever wants to go next, because Son, I know you like work in politics, too. You up near Washington. I was on the panel. Not only was I on the panel, but I hear this a lot. What we do is we vote them in, we hold their feet to the fire, and if they don't like it, we vote them out. If it was once they get in there, it's hard to get them out. If it was so easy to get them out, Cornyn would have been gone, Johnson would have been gone, Mitch McConnell would have been gone, Fetterman would have been gone. If it was so easy to just vote them out all of a sudden, because once they get a hold of that money, the context and the resources and start making certain deals, it's hard to get them out of there. So, and when we talk about holding their feet to the fire, what does that look like? Calling them every day, showing up at the town halls. We're in an era where they don't give a fuck about the laws. They not answering the phone. They don't give a fuck about you. The best bet to me is to put in people who actually seem to care about people like Jasmine Crockett, listening to your grievances and trying to make do with them and try to make life better for you. If we're saying, Talarico, you're not even trying to court the black vote, you're not asking us nothing, you're not doing anything, and he still continues to say, fuck y'all. Then what do you do to hold their feet to the fire? So my question is, what does holding their feet to the fire look like? And do you feel like it's easy to just be like, oh, we'll vote them out if they don't do what we say?
I think that's an excellent question. And I think it has to be some form of looking at the whole and not just the parts of it. Because I think oftentimes people say, well, I'm content with this person because they're doing a modicum of X, Y, or Z. And I think many people get caught up in that and they're like, you know what, that's good enough for me. It's going to be what it's going to be. And I think what we're seeing now is when we see collective disappointment and collective disapproval, that moves things, that gets things going. And I think oftentimes people want to put it on the back of one person and say, hey, we need you to carry this across the finish line, instead of everybody taking a piece of it and saying, we can make functional change, but we all have to move across the finish line together. So I think it's more conversations needing to take place when an elected official is in office. We always talk about it at the highest level, the president and vice president. We talk about it at that level, at the executive level, but we don't ever talk about it at the local and state level. And I think that's the problem too. Not enough conversations happen around local and state politics because people don't understand that is what affects and functions the functioning and governing of your everyday life. It's not the presidency. It's not the vice presidency. It is local and state elections. If your road is bumping and you done tore up your tires 7 times and you're on your 8th pair of tires now for your car, you're not going to call the president. You're not going to call the vice president. You're going to call your municipal building. You're going to call your principality, your locality. You're going to work within your county, within your local electorate to get some motherfucking road control, bitch, because you're fucking your car up. Like that's the piece of this. So it has to be collective. And it cannot be once they're in, it needs to be before they're in. And I think that's the piece of it. That's how you hold the accountability. Show up and be like, hey, why are you not engaging in this? Hey, we're disenfranchised. Why aren't you saying anything? And I'm not saying riot. I want to be clear. I'm not saying riots. I'm not saying get up out here and be knocking shit over just yet.
Wink, wink.
Heavy on the just yet.
But I'm saying there has to be this place and space of asking, why are you moving the way you're moving? And because do you realize you're moving this way? Do you realize what's coming off about you is that no, we're not feeling you, homie? And questioning, asking genuine questions. Well, how are you going to show if you weren't concerned recording the Black vote? Why was that? Was it that you knew Jasmine was going to get it? If you did, why did you not even say after you won that this is what you were going to do to connect with the community? Why have you not said anything since? Are you trying to formulate a plan? Ask him get in front of him.
Do you have any legislation that would that the Black community can benefit from as well as everybody else? Because obviously, if you benefit us, it benefit everybody. Shout out to Alondra for getting in that gift gallery. Y'all, we still got to close out our gift gallery. So drop some crowns for Alondra.
And also, it has to be a collective force because our federal protections have weakened. We see that every day with what Trump is doing. We see how many holes and how many ways they can weasel through these rules and regulations. So, yeah, it's gonna have to be a collective situation for real.
And that's the piece of it. And I think again, what we're really looking at it's asking, and it doesn't mean go in there with attitude. It doesn't mean don't give him a reason, but ask him a question. Really get in front of him. And I mean really ask the question. I think that's the piece of this. Politicians somewhere along the line have felt they can give us buzzwords in terms of how they answer our questions. And that's why I say the accountability piece is on we the people. And that means not being politically lazy. It means actually getting involved. It means actually going out into the communities. It means actually if you're a broad content creator, really getting in there and asking hard-hitting questions. Really doing, I hate to say it this way, but it's the only thing I can really compare it to. Not to hate, but I don't think it's apropos for me to be saying it, to be clear, is really get in there and do some journalistic and fucking integrity and get some answer and ask something deep. And I think oftentimes we're like, well, this is a person who is in power and we have to be careful about how we approach them. Yeah, I'm not saying go slap stupid, but I am saying that they have to lay their head on a pillow at the end of the night, just like you do, and they're not going to be buried with their title. Get in there and really get active and get engaged, because it cannot be I want to whine and complain and scream and hoot and holler, but then it's like, okay, well, I don't go to any meetings, I don't go and ask them, I ain't been in their headquarters, I ain't seen what they doing, I'm just seeing about it. It has to be some form of that too, I feel. And I'm sorry, I know you want to speak.
No, and before we go, one more question. So if he does none of that and we still show up to vote and he doesn't, like, I'm asking you, I'm trying to hold your feet to the fire and you still ignore me. Do you feel like, do you blame people for showing up and voting for Cornyn or skipping his name altogether?
I wouldn't blame people for how they vote in that manner then. If you feel, and this is why I keep saying I'm not a Texas resident, Texas voter. However, if you feel that you have done the work, if you feel that you've held their feet to the fire, held them accountable, so on and so forth, at the end of the day, when you walk into that voting booth, you have to make the decision that settles in your heart. You have to make the decision that you feel is best for you in terms of that. And when people, and I want to be clear about this, I'm not saying the statement lightly, because there were a lot of people who said they felt that about Donald Trump. But my thing is, we have predictive analysis with Donald Trump. We had already seen what one administration looked like under him. And we also heard the way he spoke and what he was saying and what he wasn't saying in regards to that. That's intelligence and integrity when you combine the two in terms of the American people who were able to say with discernment, hey, this is what is going to happen. And now look at where we are. And I think it has to be this process of looking at him being like, what is your process? And if that question does not get answered, then there is no conceivable way you can be upset with somebody because how they chose to not vote for the person who couldn't answer the question, who couldn't do the thing. And we rarely do that for men, and we rarely do that for white men. And we have to, I think that's the accountability piece of this too. White men are able to get away with this. Kamala had 15,000 answers to Trump's none, and they still chose him over her. And I think that's the crux of this that lands there. Why do we continue, and why are we willing to continue to give passes to white men and then say, well, it's about the lesser of two evils? Why are we combining those two statements in the same places such as that? Now, because I want to be clear, not all people are evil. People are doing the work. There are people who are involved. There are people who actually do the work, like Tim Walz, like Mandani in New York right now. The question is, where is your heart? Where's your drive? And where's your care for the people? And if you're not presenting that, and we as a marginalized community and population already know what it's like to experience that, why are you asking us to keep participating in the same thing? Because you are unable to see the pitfalls that Black people have been able to see since our inception into this fucking country.
Yes.
That's the question. Those are things that we need to start getting at. And again, that doesn't mean putting it on one person. That means putting it on all people. It has to be a collective movement. It has to be a collective understanding. And I also keep thinking now that is an issue we could talk about within the Democratic Party, because the umbrella is so big with so many differing opinions, values, thoughts, processes, that we all are not going to be on the same page all the time. That's the other piece, because if that was the case, Jasmine Crockett would be the Democratic Senate candidate in 2024. That's also the other issue here. And I don't think I answered your second question, but I'm sorry.
How does the what does it look like holding their feet to the fire? I don't even remember the second question. Give me a second. DIC.
No, you wrote it down.
I wrote how to feel to hold the feet to the fire.
Oh,
but I didn't write down the other half. Hey, my love. But go ahead, DRC, and while I try to figure out what the question was.
I was trying to figure out what it was. You said something about if we put them in there and they don't do it. I think that's what you said.
Right. And we talk about, like, if they don't do what we like, is it easy to just vote them out? Because if that was the case, Ted Cruz would have been gone, Abbott would have been gone.
But I think that, again, that comes down to, again, and I think the reason why it's so hard to get them out is because many of them, rarely do many of them mess up in such a capacity that it's felt by the entire collective. And the collective is then paying attention, because Fetterman is fucking up so badly that it's now become prominent that Pennsylvania is not going to vote. They're not going to reelect him. They're just not going to. They're not. They've made that clear. He's made that clear. But that's, again, the collective paying attention. And I think that's the issue that keeps happening here. People are content enough because Ted Cruz stays under the radar, and he's only now just starting to become held accountable because TMZ and other places are like, oh yeah, this storm is about to hit Texas. Ted Cruz is on a motherfucking plane. Here's the picture. Here's the picture of him at the airport. That is starting to really get the attention of people, and people being like, well, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, I haven't really heard him do anything for Texas in 10 years. Well, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, he didn't do anything in his first 5 years.
That's
well, wait a
exactly
minute.
it.
Now that I think back on it, he didn't do anything within his first year or second year or third. And then people start to gather and come to, and their mind starts to align with, wait a minute, this person has actually done nothing in the damn near 12 to 15 years they've actually been in office, but it says Republican next to them, so we're going to keep them in, even though they're not actually doing anything. And
do we have that kind of time?
Are treating politics like a sport.
Do we have that kind of time to put Dale Collins in there and be like, are we going to waste our opportunity to turn it blue on a Dale Collins? Because once he get in there, we got to wait like 12 years to figure out what it is when nothing is changing.
It depends on, I think, factors of, because Texas is a fucking large ass state.
Mm-hmm.
How much he's able to attempt to get done, how much word of mouth does, how much his communication team's done, what actually gets signed, what actually gets implemented. And that depends. I mean, again, are you all willing to give him 4 years? Are you willing to give him 4 years? No, wait, I'm sorry, 2 years. Lies. 2 years. Are you willing to give him 2 years? Are you willing to see if he's actually able to get momentum and traction, what his implementation policy looks like, how that affects the state of Texas? That's going to take time. So I think to your point in question, the question becomes is, are you all willing to give him time? But even before that, do you trust that he will actually make an attempt to actually do these things within a time frame that is going to actually benefit Texas? Because you won't really, I think, be able to tell in real time, which is the reason why, to your point, you say, well, once you get them in, why is it that they don't get out?
Exactly.
I think it's those two pieces. I really do.
Also, too, he's gonna spend the first 2 years because he's not experienced learning how to do the damn job.
Yeah, he has to learn the job. You're absolutely correct. He has to learn the job
and train. Ain't there some bitch?
And that includes being in the Senate.
What you munching on, Jess?
Right?
Some sour cream and cheddar sour cream ruffled chips.
And that also includes him actually getting assigned to committee as well, because he has committee duties. So he'll have to fulfill 2 within his first if he can get assigned within his first 2 years. Because not every junior senator and no new senator gets assigned to a committee detail either.
Oh, that's true.
She's on all the committees. But Erica or DRC, did you want to answer that particular question?
Which part?
What is it? How about this? We just said one at a time. Thank you, Saji, y'all. Yeah, and show our panel some love. Give me a follow if you're not done. So tap screen, share the live. We got 222 in tonight's goal, you guys. You can donate directly to Cash App Venmo. I'm Jessica Simone. Pay links in the bio. Thank you guys for being here. And also continue to keep tapping. Way to go, y'all. We're almost at 100K. We've been at top like 15, 20 people the whole time. And y'all been tapping the fuck out of this live. So really, don't ever let nobody disrespect you. Tell them put some respect on your name, because we go hard in this bitch. All right?
I just saw that.
Okay, period.
Y'all ain't playing.
Okay. How do we hold their feet to the fire? What does holding their feet to the fire look like?
I think we need to start doing more first. Like, you know what I was thinking as you guys were talking about, how Tallarico hasn't really said anything with regarding Crockett. I probably would have respected him more if he surrendered his position and was like, I forfeit my position for Crockett.
That's
like we need
I
know even if it didn't happen, but
because she showed him the numbers that's saying that I could win, and he said, I don't care, I'm still gonna run. And that's not being a team player. On the Democratic Party, we need to be strategic. Like if he would have ran for quote unquote governor, since people probably would know his name before Gina Hinojosa. She can go for Senate. Somebody else go for this. We'd have a fire ass ticket, but nobody was sticking to the plan, and that's the problem. Hey, shout out to Mickey Picky LM for the 22 that said, hold on, let me get it right. She said, let's get this damn train going.
You sound like me a little
I know. Bit. Black women labor ain't fucking free. Love you. I love you too, queen. Love you down, honey. Okay, period. Drop some crowds in the chat for LM. So thank you for the love. How y'all doing tonight? I appreciate you. That is our first dono of the night. We've been on 1 hour and 42 minutes. So I just want to say thank you. I am grateful. Grateful. Oh,
Did
grateful.
I hear an hour and a half? And that's the first. Don't y'all? I swear, y'all play.
Uh-oh, who's trying to call you?
I've been in and out. Yeah, who's calling you at booty call?
W, drop some crowns for Soul too for showing love to the panel. Thank you so much, Queen.
Thank you, Soul. I love you.
Thank you. So
Thank
I
you so much.
airdropped myself a picture, y'all. That's why.
No, okay. I like the
Thank you,
story.
Soul. Thank you,
If
Soul.
only.
I'm just
if
kidding,
somebody
Sandy.
wants to slide, but no, I'm playing. I'm playing. I know Alondra's listening. That's why we're joking.
Yeah, don't play with. I don't play with. I'm on the Alondra team. Okay, I got you, Alondra.
No,
I'll make sure if they do slide.
"Yeah, this
I'll
not
make
me."
sure if they do slide in the
Look,
DMs, they better be
look.
coming with the real deal Holyfield. They better not be playing no games. Okay.
Y'all see this? I airdropped myself a photo. Okay. God damn. But no, for
Let's
real,
see the
y'all.
photo. No, okay,
You wanna see it?
My bad. No, my bad. No. Okay.
I'm gonna distract a lot, but this is the photo I was
Oh,
pulling
so
because
cute. Is that you?
that's me.
Oh, baby
my
Saji.
God, you're so cute.
Oh my gosh.
I know you was my sister.
But see,
Yeah.
let me tell
Y'all
you.
see that texture?
I know, right?
Listen,
You see that? You see that brownness?
Caso asked me today. He said, "Do you feel like you had, privilege in Mexico because of your skin color?" I was like, I don't know how to answer because I was the darker skinned one in my class.
Even in that little devil picture that you have, that like devil picture that you have when you were a kid, you can tell that you were darker too.
It's never meant to be in the snow. So watch, okay? This summer we outside. I'm coming to Texas. We're gonna be outside in the pools.
I'm trying to get you to move to Texas,
claiming my
y'all.
color back.
I'm reclaiming my color, bitch. I'm hollering.
I didn't want to seem disingenuous, but I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Everybody else in my class had lighter skin. I am one of two cousins in my whole cousin line that didn't have green eyes or freckles. So I know I'm the lighter one here, okay? But it was never my experience. So
Somebody
I was sharing it to myself.
Somebody, Carl on the tube says, hold on, let me see if I can pull it up over here. I don't know. It's not pulling up over here, but he says that so we're still entertaining the notion that Democrats aren't Republicans, huh? Nobody said that because I'm also over here arguing that James Dale Collins might just be a Republican. So I don't know if you just tuned in. So come on, bigger blessings coming. Drop some crowds for Soul for the 2. Drop some crowds for Soul in the chat for the 2. Don't know that says bigger blessings coming. I receive it. I
love you,
embody
Soul.
it. I know. Soul is the best name for Soul. Okay. Because I feel like her aura is just like warm, comforting, powerful, almost like a storm. When you hear the rain, it feels good and stuff, but it could also too make damage if you don't do what the fuck, if you ain't acting right. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And I don't know about y'all, but she just reminds me of somebody from them old movies. When the women would be talking like this the whole time. And they'd come out and like they'd maybe work in a brothel or something like that. And they'd snap their fingers.
It's that Jessica Rabbit's voice.
And they snap their fingers and all the men would come running out. And she'd be like, "Oh, you must be happy to see me, partner." I don't know what that was.
But I loved it. I loved it. Thank you so much, Soul.
But yeah,
I
that's
appreciate
Soul.
you, Queen. I forgot what I was about to say. So, hey, Nichelle, how you doing? So, yeah, what does holding their feet to the fire look like? I don't know if it was Erica or DRC. Hey, Adrienne.
Well, I mean, for starters, I think I would press him more on this Christianity kick that he's got going on, especially when it comes to his thoughts about AB and those rights and stuff like that. Because the second I feel a heel turn, I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna be loud. I'm gonna be very loud because yeah, I really don't know. But I feel like Sun pretty much summed it up when she said there needs to be a collective force. We need to band together and make sure that we are in their faces and we let them know, no, we're not going to just roll over and just take whatever. We are going to be present. We are going to be aware, and y'all are not going to roll over on us. So.
And how long does it take for us to become a collective?
I don't know. That's a good question. It doesn't have to take a lot of time. I mean, look at protests and things like that. It's easier for us to form a unit. You just got to do it.
Erica?
I second those thoughts. However, I already feel like I don't trust this man anyways with regards to Tallarico, because he was quoting a rabbi. Like, he feels like he's having I feel like he's having an identity crisis. At least some people who know scripture, they can actually quote it. Like, I feel like I trust Jamal's Christianity over Tallarico's. But that's just the truth. And like, we've seen terrible things done in the name of fake Christians, and it's usually Black people that are the start of when those cruel things happen. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm not making the time for it. But the only thing I could think of is like, somebody has to start doing first. We have to start introducing articles of impeachment and follow through. And if not, doing like some of the women in these European countries. Why is it they're protesting our president harder than we are? Like, that's crazy to me. Some of us need to get a little bit more bold.
We need more Al Greens. We need more Al Greens for sure.
Yeah. We need to recognize that even when we say that we as Americans, especially Black Americans, don't hold privilege in this country, that there is a thing that's also being ignored, and that is the conversation around what it means to be American and to have privilege as well. Because we as Americans feel we don't have to do certain things that our systems were strong enough to uphold, when and also that we have not faced the same adversity that other countries have faced with their leaders.
Saji, what do you feel like holding, like when they say we hold the candidates' feet to the fire when we're talking about our state representatives? What does that look like to you?
I feel like everybody's been talking about Tallarico.
We have been on his ass, so.
No, I mean, I think I heard Erica say like she wished that he would have given up the position. We know white team men are never going to do that, but I think I said it yesterday, I think to you, Jess, I think if he would have at least demanded a recount after seeing that there was multiple things that were just not adding up, that would have been something. I also feel like, okay, and I always like to put it on layman's terms. Which I think the Democratic Party should do. But it's kind of like when you tell somebody that you're talking to, that you're interested in, the shit that your ex put you through. Okay. And it just seems like a lot of the times they take that and they're like, well, as long as I am not as bad, I can be bad. And I feel like a lot of these, we got to make sure right now with these new Democrats that they are not taking that position, that they are not sitting back and saying, well, we're better than the Republicans. So as long as we don't do as bad, then we're just going to be good enough.
Like that guy that you meet a new guy, you say, my ex used to beat me. He didn't go to work. He didn't ever da. And then he don't go to work, but he like, at least I don't beat you though. But you don't show up. You don't contribute. You still, verbally abuse me, whatever. But like, I don't beat you though.
Exactly. And because the standard right now that is being held up is MAGA. That's what we're talking about. We're trying to get out all of these Republicans I don't want the Democratic Party to feel like they can just lay back and just as long as they're not as bad, as long as hundreds of thousands of people are being fired, then it's not as bad. As long as ICE is only abusing, the adults, but not the children. Like, no, we have to have standards, and we gotta start demanding. Like this man has already been positioned to be, the Democratic senator for Texas. Like, are people up in his phone calling him and letting him know what is needed? Or, and it's kind of the same. I don't even want to talk about him in general, to be honest. But making it clear that we're not just going to take the bare fucking minimum.
Yeah.
What are we really wanting? And if they don't do it, then being like, hey, you didn't do it. And I don't want to say the word for TikTok, but harassing the crap out of them. Like, hello, you said you were gonna fix that pothole. Hello, I thought you were gonna build that rec center. Hello, I thought you were gonna, you know what I mean? Just being up, because they work for us. And I think a lot of times we treat people like they're celebrities, but in reality they work for us. They're supposed to do what their constituents voted them in to do. And then the last thing, because I'm gonna, me, I stay quiet a lot of times on here. I think they're like, that was a lie.
I was gonna say it, Gary, but
I saw.
It's also 4,500 people in here, so do what you do.
Listen, we just have great voices on the panel, so I know I will stay in this particular instance. I will stay quiet, but I think it's just about breaking it down and talking in regular terms. In general, the people on the left, they have more degrees, they are more educated, they are more logical. We have everybody that is not inhumane on our side, right? Though they are still racist on the left.
Very much so.
But we get caught up. In, are you pro-socialism or pro-Marxism or pro-communism? Are you anti-capitalist? Are you an anarchist? Are you a revolutionary? Are you left? Are you blue MAGA? Like, there's too many, and that's what DRC was saying. There's too many little factions on our side, where on the right, it's like, we just hate everybody that's not white tea and we want to get rich. They keep it fucking simple. Not land.
Thank you. Again, everybody give me a follow if you're not done. So tap screen share the live. We have 13 hard hands and left in the current gift goal, and 178 left in our nightly get goal. You can also always donate to Jessica Simone. I'm Jessica Simone. Guys, I have Venmo pay links in the bio. Thank y'all for being here. Make sure y'all show some love to our amazing panelists too. They are coming with the thoughts and their expertise and their time, which is also too valuable. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Now, Nichelle, of course, I want to know from you, what does it look like to hold their feet to the fire? But then you said that Democrats also need better messaging, which I hear all the time. What message do you feel like they should send?
Hey, Jess.
Hey, how you doing though? First,
it's been listen, it's been a time, but we making it.
Okay.
For making it. But thank you for asking. Yeah. So just real quick update. The I think it's passed in the Senate, that bill to temporarily fund. So that just happened. And in response to like my statement that I said, Dems need better messaging. We are all over the place when it comes to messaging. MAGA, they are one band, one sound. Period. End of story. No matter how ridiculous, no matter how wrong the information is, they take it from the top. It filters down through legacy media, then down to the podcast bros, and then down to apps like this, right? They are one band, one sound. Democrats are all over the place. There's a lot of things the Democrats have done very well, but they don't know how to articulate that. There's been a lot of conversation lately around the fact that Dems are very, and we see, listen, we see this on the app as well, right? MAGA comes up, they make a ridiculous claim. We ask them for a source. You know, we come ready. We come armed and ready with sources and data and statistics. And that's just not how MAGA operates. They're just not. Again, we talked about this relentlessly with the Senate race in Texas as to the strategy of what they're doing. Are we going to go energize the base like Jasmine Crockett tried to do? That was her strategy. Or are we going after those center-right disenfranchised MAGA, which is what James Tallarico did? Now, still looking for credible exit polls, but we know that it was the Latino vote that pushed him over. We know that based on the counties that broke for him. And so, yeah, we're just all over the place. We've got Gavin Newsom, which everybody heralds and loves how he trolls the president. But, you know, people ask, oh, is he the leader now? Is it James Tallarico, the rising star? Like, nobody knows where to place the crown, if you will. And in the Democratic Party, we've got a spectrum, unlike MAGA, right? You could be center, you could be a liberal, you could be progressive, you could be a leftist, you could be as radical as you want to be, right? So that makes it difficult for messaging. So yeah, that's why I said it. We need better messaging.
But what do you think the message should be? Like, what should they focus on? Because I know in the Republican Party, they got one leader. Whatever he say, you just follow along and you say it and you do it. Do you want to be a party that, like, whatever our people say, albeit wrong or right, that we just do it?
Great question. We need to focus on the things that we've done. So I'm going to look and see how this vote got passed. If it's because Dems held the line, I think that's a good thing. I think Mamdani's race is really encouraging to show that if Democrats together, you know, and I know we've talked a lot about Tallarico. Oh, I'm over talking about Tallarico because there's other ways to flip Texas other than through the Senate seat. Let's be clear.
I agree.
So those that are outside of Texas, just know there are plenty of other races where we can flip Texas and it doesn't have to be the focus through the Senate seat. That's number one. Mamdani ran a very personal race, personal to the city that he was in, right? He listened to the people of New York City and they responded. I think in terms of messaging, because it's going to take a bunch of little wins. This is the midterms. This isn't the presidential year, right? So it's going to take Texas candidates answering to what Texans need. It's going to take Virginia, you know, candidates to answer to what Virginia, Florida, you know, Indiana, you name it, Maine, Vermont, whoever. I think that's how we win. There isn't one universal message anymore. Not from what I'm seeing. And Mamdani showed that. He was incredibly successful, you know, and from the outside looking in, leftists and Dems and purity, you know, purists, right, are all criticizing him for being a socialist and all these labels. But the thing is that he connected on what New York wanted, what New York City needed and what they wanted. He just did this amazing thing called the pothole blitz. Somebody tweeted about it and he said on it. And literally within days, you know, he's getting thousands upon thousands of potholes fixed. I think the messaging needs to be tailored to the candidates and the constituents. And then collectively, that's how we win, right? And stop this universal, you know, one message fits all. I think that's what the messaging needs. I think it needs to be very local and very specific, and then people will respond. And that's just my opinion.
Thank you so much. Kenny, you want to answer that? And then I got a statement and another question for everybody.
I agree with a lot of what Michelle said. Like there's no we don't need to have him win Texas. There's other ways to flip Texas. I am perfectly fine with the status quo of Like I told you before, Cornyn being the senator, I'm perfectly fine with the double that I know being in the seat.
Especially if we know
before.
all white men are racist. But is it the racist
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know or the racist you don't know? But whatever.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, we know what he's done before. That's why I'm pushing. I'm pushing for the agenda for a lot of people to go vote for him in the runoff, because I mean, hell, he's more stable than the unpredictable Paxton. But with that being said, there are so many things that like we need to do as Democrats, like being one more unified with our messaging and actually just you know the infighting
I got you.
is something that I see is distracting the party as a whole. Like, I love that everybody's so passionate about what they believe, but there is no clear message. The message gets muffled amongst all the noise coming from 4 different directions.
Mm-hmm.
How do you have a clear message if you got 4 different messages coming out of in one direction?
Mhm.
That I mean, can never get a point across. I mean, I feel like as a party that we all need to I don't know. We need to like do more of like Madani's, do more like she said Madani's doing. He's showing people that you can you can hear people and feel the change working within the system. And I think right now we're getting a lot of the same old, like what Sai said with the Democrats. They're feeling like they can give us the bare minimum and we'll be just fine with that. You got a lot
Good
of
night,
people
son. What BBS mean? I'm sorry. Go ahead. She gonna put it in the chat. Okay, got you. Good night, beautiful.
But you got a lot of people giving us the bare minimum, like Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, and they and then you got people that that totally don't care about the party. They're flipping sides to Republican once they get into office. There are basically Republicans with the D on their name. So, I feel like at this point we got to start asking more of these politicians and like really holding their feet to fire. And when I say holding their feet to fire, like I mean asking them the hard questions before they even get into the office, making them show and prove before they even get close to running.
Yeah.
Like, asking what have you done before you even got into like office, because a lot of people are a lot about what's that lip service. They do a lot of lip service, and Fetterman was that he did a lot of lip service to people in Philadelphia, and they fell for it hook, line, and sinker, and now he's in there just running amok for the Republicans.
Yeah.
So I think you got to ask these people, what have you done before you even step foot on the ground into politics, and see and hold their words to their deeds. And so
thank you so much. And also too, I had a couple of things I want to say. So if I was on a political campaign, I don't think that Black people will become Republicans, but I do think if I was on Cornyn's campaign, and I recognize that Black people are pissed off at Tallarico, not just because she lost, but the number of other things that I've continuously been explaining. Now, I do think Jasmine Crockett is a smart woman. She is not saying what I'm about to say. This is not Jasmine Crockett's words. These are my words. She talked about being able to work with Cornyn and working on shit with them. I mean, proposals and bills and stuff. Now, I will say if I was on Cornyn's team and I was trying to get the black vote, even for this particular one, now legislations and actions impacting the black community that Cornyn has been a part of is designating the trail between Houston and Galveston, commemorating the journey of formerly enslaved people. He also co-sponsored the Senate bill to make Juneteenth a federal holiday in 2021. He also sponsored annual resolutions recognizing Juneteenth since 2011. He was included in the largest investment of community-based mental health care specifically designed to address crisis intervention. He authorized grants for mental health providers and law enforcement to partner on treatment for incarcerated individuals, focusing on community-based care upon reentry, and also introduced bipartisan legislation with Senator Cory Booker to designate September as African Diaspora Heritage Month to recognize an achievement of the 50 million people in the U.S. African diaspora. Those are things that I think that he would highlight. He also supported legislation aimed at addressing racial injustice, such as the George Floyd Law Enforcement Trust and Integrity Act through the Justice Act, and supported the Missing Persons and Unidentified Remains Act to help identify victims along the border. I feel like those are things that he would definitely try to run on to get the black vote in this particular election. Do I think they will be Republican? No. Do I already think that they pissed off that he's not even wanting to fight for our voter rights as we watch voter suppression in real time? Do I think he would use that? If I was on this campaign, I would. Maybe I should be on somebody's campaign. Maybe y'all should hire me. Maybe. But those are things that I feel like he would address. And Jasmine Crockett talked about being able to at least work across the aisle with him. Also, too, my question now also is, do you think that Gina Hinojosa will catch any flack if she does not court the black vote as well? So, Erica, I'm gonna start with you because you had your hand raised, but then I'm gonna go to Nichelle, then Kenny. I'm gonna go to Erica, Frosted, because he hasn't been able to speak, then Nichelle, Kenny, and then Sajid, just because they get texts. But Erica, I saw your hand up. Frosted hadn't had a chance to speak. Nichelle and Kenny then text me. I go to Sajid. Go ahead, Erica.
Yeah, Frosted's a girl too.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My bad, Frosted.
You're good.
You don't know. She don't know.
I know, but I do. But what I was gonna say, with regards to the messaging, I think that Democrats do too much over analyzing. I would say that even with the Republican Party and MAGA as a whole, there's different variations of stupid. So I don't think that they're all just one sound, one mind. Like some of them, they were like, damn, Trump lied to me about them eggs. Some of them, it was the e-files. Some of them, it was, he said he was going to keep gas low. Why is gas up? How is going to Iran making America great again? And we're seeing it in real time that their messaging is crippling before us because they were never they never really had groupthink. Mm-hmm. They're just different variations of stupid. Mm-hmm. And then with Democrats, the messaging, if we spent less time on focusing on the messaging and just listening to people and doing what they want you to do, which is, if you're going to be an asshole, own that shit. Be a big asshole.
Yeah.
I liked Crockett because you knew what you got with her. She changed her mind. She went from, hey, Israel this to what Israel's doing to Palestine is a G-side. She showed being human and being transparent. And what did they do? People voted in another mediocre white man. I'm just saying. It's not even like the whole, and what pisses me off about purity politics, it's always, what can the Democrats do more when we know historically the economy tends to do better under Democratic legislation. Hell, I'll say it aloud, more socialism. Socialism programs, it's only propaganda when they say, ooh, it's bad. But China's healthcare is cheaper than us. It's cheaper than ours. So I'm just saying maybe we need to explore other options. People need to be a lot more open. And then also to like I said, every white person has to be side-eyed. You have to literally like comb through them with a fine-tooth comb. Because they're literally the system, both the Republicans and the Democrats won't unpack racism.
Hey, Maddie.
And that's what I think is the main issue when it comes to messaging. We keep fighting to try and get people to listen to us, and they still won't deconstruct their misogyny and racism.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at.
Thank you so much, Frosted. Welcome in. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
And mine is like, it's not elaborate or anything. And you were
No
talking
worries.
about messaging. And I think I said it in the chat, and it's very simplistic. You know, and obviously how an individual candidate is going to like tackle that on their own is going to be different. But I
Mhm.
think affordability and, you know, accountability, because in my opinion, those are the two things that I strive for.
Yeah.
With this administration that isn't happening. And it's so simple, but you know, and everybody can, you know, whatever. But like to me, I think those are and maybe not like harping when it comes to like accountability, like so much on, you know, all the negatives, but just making it known that, hey, I'm going to, this is what's wrong, and I'm going to go after to hold people that have, you know, wronged us in this situation, and
Yeah.
we're going to try to hold them accountable. I think that's important.
I think that it's important too, considering the fact that Donald Trump said he was going to drain the swamp and get all the corruption out. Even though they thought the swamp was going to drain the swamp, they thought the man with the 34 count felonies of fraud, lying, and deceit was going to get all the rest of the liars and deceit out. But they did get behind that. I don't know if they got behind the racism. Hey, social. I don't know if they got behind the racism or they actually got behind the fact that he's going to drain, quote unquote, drain the swamp or hold people accountable. So I think accountability is something that people do want to see. Nichelle, do you feel like Gina Hinojosa, if she doesn't court the black vote, that she could fall down the same Tyler Collins rabbit hole?
What do you mean? Like not win?
Yeah, like get people when people are already angry about what's going on, and some, like you say, we don't have any official numbers, but there are a lot of people who know that the Latino came out to vote for James Dale Collins. Already being mad, like they're probably a lot of them are side-eyeing Gina. Do you feel like if she doesn't court the black vote at all or totally ignore them, that they would either skip her vote? I don't see them really voting for Abbott, but do you think they would skip her vote too? Do you think that would have harmed her? That's the question.
Yeah. I listen. No candidate in the state of Texas can win without the block of the black voters. We are the most reliable voting block across all demographics historically. Now, Texas has a horrible voter apathy problem. And that's regardless of what, you know, age, race, gender, you know, whatever you fall into. But she won't win without the black vote. What I'm worried about, when we look at numbers, right? What I'm worried about is that she's going to take a page out of Tallarico's campaign page book and focus on the Latino vote and disenfranchise MAGA. That's what I'm worried about.
Mm-hmm.
I hope she doesn't do that. Now, will you get enough disenfranchised black voters who want Abbott out that they will vote for her anyway? Maybe. You know, that happens too with us. You may even get that with Tallarico. To just make an assumption that she can win without the black vote in Texas, that would be a poor assumption.
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't say that she could. I'm just thinking, would she court it at all? Do you think that would hurt her?
Yeah, I do think it'll hurt her. And I don't know. Have you seen a lot of movement in the black community with her campaign? I haven't.
Nope, I have not either.
I haven't seen anything, and or with Tallarico.
Yeah,
I've seen him on a lot of national.
he just want to be fair.
I've seen him on quite a few podcasts, but I have not seen active like churches, events, HBCUs. That's just me. But I cover the central Texas area.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen a lot of movement here.
Okay, thank you, Saji. This is what I also too want to say. Y'all like, oh, Tallarico, he's a good little wholesome boy. He's this, that, and the other. Money changed people, especially white T men. Money, fame. He looked like the one that he never got a bunch of, wasn't dating the popular girl. I don't know. He could have been. I don't know. But that picture I seen of him when he was a young one didn't look like he was. So when somebody gets that attention that he's been getting lately, especially after considering the fact that after Jasmine just elevated his name by being in the race alone, he's a representative. They go to work once a year, once every other year. They're not making a lot of money. Once he start making this money, it looked like he's caught up in the attention and the like I'm that guy type of thing and trying to hold on to his math. They change people. We're not seeing it. So if I'm telling you you're not courting the black vote and you still don't court the black vote, how am I supposed to hold your feet to the fire when you get there? You're already ignoring me now.
Right. Can I respond to this comment really quick?
Yeah,
so social justice fans in the comments say, Dems know black people will fall in line. No need to spend money on us at this point in their minds. It sounds like that's not their opinion, but I would just respond to that and say this. I think there's a shift within the black vote, especially after 2024. The 92% have been pretty consistent with, and I never thought I'd see that, right? Not getting on the front line for protesting. I mean, yeah, you'll see some of us out there, but for the most part, being pretty consistent on what we said we were going to do after 2024. I responded and I said that would be a mistake if they're choosing to do that. Again, we're a very reliable voting bloc, but I don't know, Jess, what you or anybody else thinks. I think there's a shift now where we're not falling in line, and we've been pretty vocal about it. And even after the primaries, right? We had kind of our crash out. We talked about it. There were lots of posts and lots of conversation about it. And then we all kind of collectively said we're moving in silence from this point on. You're not going to hear on public panels too much about whether or not we're going to quote unquote fall in line and just vote for Tallarico in November, right? It moved to silent channels. I'm part of some of those silent channels, like as to what the next steps are going to be. I don't know. I think we're moving differently now. I don't know what y'all think.
No, I do think we are moving differently, and I hate to agree with social, but I do agree in their minds, they do think that black Dems will fall in line. And a lot of elders that I've spoken to are just falling in line. They are just falling. They think that, and I feel like that is why they neglected the black vote and only courted the Latino vote, MAGA moderates and stuff like that. Didn't give a fuck about it. Shout out to Jasmine Crockett because she still said, I see you guys, of course. You know what I mean? But I feel like this was like a litmus test. Can we win without the black vote? So we don't have to court them anymore. They're just going to fall in line because immediately after Jasmine Crockett allegedly lost, they kept saying like, oh, now it's time for us to get together. Now it's time for you to vote. They assume that we're going to fall in line with whoever we put in front. Now, I do think that we are beginning to move differently because after VP Kamala Harris, and it ain't like it was a tight race, like two qualified candidates. We had the best qualified candidate who happens to be a black woman against the most trash ass mediocre white team men with felonies and adjudicated sexual abuse cases and shit like that, and all types of allegations. Our best against their worst, and how it ended up, that she allegedly lost. And I do think there was a shift. And with Jasmine Crockett, I think there was even another shift. So I do think that, yes, we are moving differently. And we about to, I feel like we're now like, I'm going to show you that we don't just fall in line. But in their minds, I do feel like they think that we are just going to fall in line. So that don't mean that you can just fucking ignore us. And respectfully, some of my others are like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm taking Tallarico. I'm going to buy like 7 shirts. Give me a whatever. And I respect your choice. And I'm still going to show up and vote because my ancestors unalive for me to do so. But I also too am going to weaponize my vote. 11-11 again, y'all.
Jess, I have to tell you this, something that just changed everything for me based on like what you just said about what our ancestors did. And I'm gonna make sure that I vote. I saw this post. It was Black people discussing, it was like a podcast type thing, discussing 2024, right? And they were talking about the fact that I think it was what's his name? Jamal Bryant. Jamal Bryant and another female, dang it, I cannot think of her name. She's an activist. She broke it down and she said there was no way that this nation was gonna have VP Harris win. But here's why. Not just on it wasn't just surface like, oh, because she's a Black woman. She was a Black woman that was part of the D9, right? And if you know the history of the D9, it was created because YT organizations would not let us in. Okay. So she was part of the D9, but she also went to an HBCU. And we know why HBCUs were created, because YT people would not let us in. So she was saying it was even more of a double like whammy than say even Obama, right? Because she rose to the top out of organizations that were born out of the fact that they wouldn't let us in. And then to make it to the presidency, when she broke it down like that, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like that would have been validating,
everything,
the oppression of the country, you know what I mean? HBCUs, D9s, like it was more than just to her on the surface being a woman, a Black woman, all the things. I thought that was super interesting.
Yeah, and because even though I know that she allegedly lost, when people talk about, America wasn't ready for a Black woman, America was ready for a Black woman if she got the votes. But if somebody plans on putting a tripwire at the end of the race, no matter how fast you are, then there's nothing you can do about it. Now, those particular people who are driven by hate and what you're talking about, like, I can't let her win because that's what it would represent. And the type of people like us and our daughters and our nieces, sisters, that it would empower. They particularly can't say I can't let her win because of that, and we'll do whatever it is to stop her. But I do think America was ready, because I went to the rallies and I seen that they were ready. So Kenny, do you think that I think I saw your comment in the chat? Do you think that Gina Hinojosa, she does not court the Black vote, that it could hurt her?
Absolutely. I think at this point, it's already going to affect her somewhat anyways, because let's face it, she's going to get a little bit of blowback from what Tallarico did regardless, because I've seen some people saying they're going to sit this one out, which I disagree with, but I understand it. I feel like you said, our people bled and died for our right to vote. That's why I'm going to be voting down ballot, but I'm also advocating, like you said, for us to vote for Cornyn in the runoff, so we know what we're getting in the face-off, because Cornyn is a moderate Republican. So and Ken Paxton is just a lunatic.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's why I'm trying to tell people, like, weaponize your vote. I mean, go out there and vote for Ken Paxton. I mean, not Ken Paxton. Oh Lord.
Oh, hell
You vote for Cornyn in the runoff.
Mhm.
Help make Tallarico work for it. Shit. I mean, because he's gonna have to work it. He's gonna definitely have to court the black vote to beat John Cornyn, because the numbers are not in his favor facing Cornyn.
Mm-hmm.
With Paxton, he has a chance. With Cornyn, he doesn't.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I agree.
Gina Hinojosa is going to face some blowback, but she definitely is going to suffer even further if she doesn't court the black vote, because even though where we have went down as a voting bloc, we are, like Michelle said, we are the most reliable voting bloc here in Texas, and we and you cannot win here without our vote. You can't win here without it. That's just a fact. We show up in record numbers when we do vote. And if you
go ahead. My bad.
No, I said if you do listen to if this is the thing that irritates me about some of these Democrats that are running now, like people like Tallarico. If you actually listen to give other people a voice and let them feel like their voices are heard, they will turn out in record numbers. They will turn out for you. Like the black and the Latino, like I said before, the black and Latino vote are some of the highest numbers of registered non-voters here in the state of Texas. We have the largest voting. We have more registered Democrats here than Republicans. If you make them people feel like they're heard, they will turn out.
Yep.
But the problem is they don't make them feel like they're heard, and I definitely don't feel like I'm heard by Tallarico. So why should I vote for you?
Thank you,
I feel like you don't give a fuck.
Go ahead and clock out for me, Taylor Dale Collins. I'm screaming. I was about to show y'all something on Instagram that Sajid just sent, but this first video,
that flows to American refineries on the Gulf Coast, lowering the price of gas in America. So it's forget that. When are they going to do the statue? That flows to American refineries on the Gulf Coast, lowering the price of gas in America. So it's forget that. When are they going to do the statue?
He don't give a fuck. I got you, YSG. I'm gonna go after I play this video. I'm gonna go to Sanji, then YSG, and then I'm gonna go to social justice. Give me 1 second. I want to see what we're looking at. But I do want to hold on. Play this one first. I'm gonna play it out loud.
When we say small business,
Yes.
what small business is defined as in the tax code versus as what most of us are in here is two totally different things. So when you say small business, because if I'm honest, I don't know your business, my brother, but I will almost go to bet that you're actually a micro business owner, not a small business owner. Now, we've been told in our community, in the black and brown community, that we're small businesses because we're not major corporations.
You all work so hard as small businesses, and what you have created, tell me I'm wrong, you create like on your own. Like the government of Texas has not been helping you as far as I know, unless there's something out there that I don't know of. The government of Texas gives tax breaks to Amazon and Samsung and the big corporations, right? So we have to flip that dynamic. What we are looking at is how do we support our small businesses so they can thrive? Because the bold ambition of a small business owner, that's all Texas, right? Like that's the kind of pride we have and the kind of spirit we have, that we should be supporting in a way that's more than lip service. So we're looking at cutting sales taxes for a small business. The way I came up with this is I'm so tired of shopping for things on Amazon, but it's so freaking easy.
Yes. Yeah.
It's too easy. And I tried to stop for like 2 months. I was good.
But you went back.
And then I ran for governor. And it's just hard. Why don't we instead cut the sales tax for a small business so that if a person has to choose, I'm going to buy my thing at a small business or Amazon, guess what's cheaper? Like give some incentive, some break. That's what we're proposing.
When we say small business,
Yes.
what small?
And that makes a lot of sense because they want us to feel like we're small businesses, but you know, they're micro businesses. Saji, I'm gonna play another one. You want me to play it first or do you want to go first?
No. I just sent you the videos that I could find. Because you posed the question of has Gina Hinojosa been courting the Black community? So I went and I pulled up some from her page, and there was a few articles of her going to different Black churches. I'm not in Texas, Nichelle. Don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to find, because if she didn't, and if she needs to do more, which she does say on one of her videos, that she would like to do more. She said they could always do more, but I was just trying to find whether or not she had even tried. So
yeah, and then that was her at a Black church. Is her with Colin Allred. Had a blast at the Prairie View. Went to the Prairie View A&M homecoming with my friend Gina Hinojosa, HBCU. So, because I'm not afraid. Like I tell you, I'm not afraid to say I don't know, I'm sorry, or I was wrong. So I'm not on Gina Hinojosa top. So thank you even too for sending. Let me see.
Black voters are hurting right now, rightfully so. They're planning to hold their vote, not vote for James Talarico, or at least make him earn it. There is one person that deserves your vote. You should hear what she has to say.
Well, we are going into all communities, including Black communities, and we have tried to make a concerted effort to be speaking to Black voters across this state. We always could do better. We will always do more. And I would ask people to reach out if we can have those conversations. There's no electability without the Black vote, right?
Period.
I mean, right. So we need everybody all in, and it is my job to earn that support and those votes and that trust.
We have to get Greg Abbott out of that governor's seat. I am sick of Hot Wheels.
you can pretty much stop it. I just wanted you to hear the part where, she is not saying, oh, don't worry about it. I'm going to stick to the Latino vote, and I don't care whether the Black community has me or wants me. At least, like you said, Kenny, at least she's admitting it, that she knows that the Black vote is the most important, and that they're how do you say it? I'm trying to think of the word. Dependable, reliable,
crucial,
trusted,
crucial. Yeah. Go ahead. YG, welcome in.
Hello, Jess. How's everybody doing?
Good. How you been?
I'm all right.
Oh, and then I'm gonna go to Maddie. I'm so sorry. After YG, Maddie, then social justice. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I just wanted to say, man, a lot of the reason why a lot of messaging doesn't get out is because of the way that media is structured nowadays. It's all about ratings and clicks and likes, and everything is all about what people want to see. And I believe I work with a whole bunch of Trump supporters. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm always engaged with everybody. Even at my job, I'm engaged with people. I ask them questions. And a lot of times, they always say, well, she didn't have no policies. And I'm like, well, did you look for the policies? Because she had a whole platform and a whole bunch of things that she was out there saying. But the fact that you watched a certain media, you never got any exposure to the things that she wanted to do. And I like to go down a list of things when I speak to them and say, tell me when to stop when you don't agree with something. And then I'll run through her policies, and they all agree with all of these policies she had. I said, and then I said, these are all the things that she was running on. And they all say the same thing. Oh, I didn't know she was trying to do all of that. And I said, well, you didn't go try to find the information either, did you? He says, well, it wasn't on the news. Nobody was saying anything. The only thing I heard was a whole bunch of Trump bashing. I said, because that's what got clicks and likes. You see what I'm saying? That's what media did to you. That's what the media show was, what they wanted you to see. If you really want information, you have to go and look for the information yourself, man, because they're not going to give you anything that's useful. What they're there for is entertainment. They're there for ratings. They're not there to spread information. They're actually there to make money for their shareholders. That is the whole purpose of these companies. And we could go down a list, whether it's right-leaning or left-leaning.
Yeah.
They're there to get ratings. And that's why I think the Democratic Party, even with these small mayoral races and governor races, we need to get these things out there more. We need a better way to communicate with people, because if you ever been to rural America and turn like to TV on those channels they have over there, the information that's given out there is so horrible that they have no access to real stuff. So we have to find a way to push out our message and get this information to people across the country.
I
Because right
agree.
now, the way the system is, there's no way that we're going to be able to reach a whole bunch of people. And that's why I think a big reason why Miss Harris didn't win the election, besides the fact that misogyny and racism exists in this country, is the fact that the messaging wasn't received by a lot of people. They didn't even know what she was running on.
Yeah.
And thank you. I love you, girls.
I love you
and
too.
ladies and gentlemen.
Love you too, Wise. You owe me a rematch of karaoke.
Oh, the final time.
It's time.
Thank you.
Listen, it's coming up. It's coming up. I said the last day of March we're gonna do something.
Time is time, but the
Okay.
finale is not the finale, bitch. Okay.
On our tides, he's not invited. He can be in the comment. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. Because he gonna win, okay? Thank you, Oya, for the hard hands as well. Maddie, welcome in. How are you? Another Texan.
Sniffles.
I know, me too. I'm trying to get over this last little bit. And I
It's
hope
the
that
pollen, man.
I
Oh
hope
my
I'm okay in the
God.
morning, because that is going.
It's the plant sperm.
I'm gonna be
Yeah, it's the
outside, and I hate for it to just come back with a vengeance. But I have to go outside tomorrow.
Oh, I'm not going outside tomorrow. The air and me don't get along right now because of the pollen. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to pass inside.
And
Also, my
I'm
husband's
literally
home,
bartending outside, so that's
Oh,
all
that's even worse.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
geez.
So we'll see how it goes. What are your thoughts?
I just like my biggest frustration right now. I don't have a lot of thoughts on like Gina. I think she's saying what she plans to do moving forward. I'll believe it when I see it. Like actually, like you can say things, right? And I fully support what she's saying, but until I see the action, then still gonna vote for her, because like I said, I would vote for a moldy piece of sandwich over Greg Abbott. But I definitely think she needs to earn the black vote. I mean, I am very aware. I am Caucasian. I'm not black, so obviously, my point of view is a little bit different, and I'm very aware of that. But as far as the Tallarico, I'm just so torn, because like with him, he's doing what I literally said he was going to do. And it's just so frustrating to hear some things from his supporters. And this is not like a dog at the supporters, but it's like, you guys claim he was so electable, but now y'all are begging the black voters to vote for him. That to me, it just is like, but if he was so electable, then you don't need them, right?
Right.
So it's just like, I don't know. Like, I think a lot of people's true colors are going to come out. And what I mean by that, I mean racism and anti-black is going to come out. this election and maybe even afterwards, depending on the results. And I mean, the runoffs are in May, so we'll just have to see what happens there. I think I agree with what Kenny said. If Ken Paxton wins, which, oh my God, I fucking hate him.
Yeah.
James Tallarico does have a better chance of winning because there's a lot of Republicans that hate him too, and they would vote for James Tallarico. So then
They would be voting against Paxton.
Right. Just kind of like how there were a lot of Republicans and moderates that voted specifically for James Tallarico because they just didn't want Jasmine Crockett because they don't like her. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But if John Cornyn wins, then he's definitely gonna have to like fix his campaign a little bit more and actually try to go towards the black vote and like get them to earn their vote because he's gonna have a harder time winning against John Cornyn. And that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that, and with Trump, I believe, has Trump endorsed Cornyn?
I'm not sure.
I don't think he's made an official like endorsement, but I did see something where he was saying I might as well endorse him because something about Ken Paxton or whatever, saying that Ken Paxton should just like, no, that I don't think that was him. I don't know. I thought I saw something where he was like, I might as well endorse him or something like that.
He all but did basically. He just didn't give his official, but he did everything but.
Okay, that's what I thought. See, that's another issue too. If Trump's endorsing John Cornyn, then more people are going to obviously go towards John Cornyn, and I think that's just my biggest issue and fear is that I don't think the Tallarico supporters realize like what they got themselves into because they were so focused on the Latino vote. And I'm not saying they don't matter because they absolutely do, but you're completely neglecting the black vote, which is historically, you know, obviously gets us through a lot of these elections, especially in Texas. They tend to come out and actually vote. And I just think that that's just going to be the biggest issue that I think Tallarico is going to have to face. He like I said, we'll probably know more after the runoff, but that's something that he needs to do moving further. And I just don't see him doing that. I just don't.
Gotcha. Social justice. Thank you. What are your thoughts? And then I'm gonna wind it down. We're gonna close it down. We can raid. I think Just a Bill is on because I have to get some rest so that I could be at the best of my ability for tomorrow. And we have 178 left, and tonight's goal is 50,000 people in here. If everybody sends $5, we can knock this goal out. I appreciate you for being here. What's your thoughts, social justice?
So I'm not a Texan, so I will. I'm saying this from the outside looking in. I feel that ahead of the election, she is telling Texans that she's a centrist. Now I didn't hear what everyone said, but
you talking about Gina Hinojosa?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Throwing that bone and saying, "Oh, I still shop at Amazon because I tried." That lets you know that she's still playing to and pandering to and trying to be a centrist. And myself as a voter, given all of the BS that the legislator and the Supreme Court are doing in Texas, I would, if I lived there, I would be asking myself, what do I need to do to balance the scale and kind of tip it towards the left? And so if she is someone who, I mean, obviously, she's not a Republican, so that'll work in everyone's favor. But like I said, when I was, Chuck Schumer was live, minority leader. And I said, listen, man, you may or may not see this. If y'all don't stand up for us, I will purposely vote for Republicans. If y'all are going to let them win, and if y'all are not going to stand up to them, if y'all are going to just act like, oh my gosh, our hands are tied, you can believe that you will be out of office and we'll just fill that bitch with Republicans. And if she's just going to play to the center, play to the right, and not actually stand up for what the populace, for the plurality, but for what the plurality of voters wants, then why vote for her? Like, I think that it's time that, and again, I'm really radical in my thoughts of it because I'm like, okay, this is not working, so let's just overhaul, rip it out, gut it, change it all. That's kind of how I move. If she's just going to be yet another politician that does not fight for the people, then damn, just let a Republican sit in her stead. Let her lose her job, because we're not gonna, enough of this. We're voting for them because we're supposed to, because we have to. They don't do anything. They play like they can't filibuster. They can't do, they like their hands are fully tied, and they play in our faces. So that's my thoughts on it. I had a couple more things to say, but Jess, I start getting on my tangent, but don't vote her in if she's gonna play to the center or play left. Because what the hell you mean? You still shop? You can't. You couldn't. I tried for a few days, but I'm still on Amazon. As if there's not as if the internet is not the World Wide Web. Shop somewhere else. Shop individually with vendors. What do you mean? That was my thought.
Got you. Is this gonna take you? Yeah, we're finna go down. Erica, I see you want to go. Go ahead, Erica.
I'm gonna be real quick.
Okay, yeah.
How the hell does shopping at Amazon determine your political spectrum? It doesn't. It doesn't at all. And if you looked up, and I know you have that knee-jerk misogynistic response, want to respond while I'm talking, please don't. Don't do it. As I was saying, you shopping at Amazon or businesses shopping at Amazon, if you were in the school of business, you'd know that that Amazon built up their delivery services and made a lot of businesses, including retail stores, have to do what were called fulfillment centers. So the world, if you studied business, was already aware of major companies like Amazon creating less competition by buying up shit, making it harder for everyone else. That does not mean that you are a centrist. I don't know how you got that from a little clip. She was trying to be relatable. She was trying to show that even though she's a politician and she probably makes a higher salary than the average American, I still shop at Amazon too. I hope you see me in you. That's all it was. So I'm just kind of confused, as you didn't bring up policies. You didn't bring up a platform. You brought up Amazon. How is that relevant?
So I stopped myself short, and I thank you for your question. So the reason why I brought it up is because if you are there to represent someone, you're going to be the governor. So you're not just like the mayor of a little town. You're throwing your bid in to be governor. And if, again, the plurality of your voters or your base, we're saying we're not shopping with anyone who does not represent our interests, then why are you mentioning them? Yes, the relatable is relatable to who? Because if your base is saying we're not messing with Jeff Bezos because he wouldn't even, not in all of these years, you've always, Washington Post that you bought, you've always spoken out and said, this is the candidate we're throwing our hat in the race for. So suddenly, when Kamala Harris is running, now suddenly you're not doing that? He owns Amazon. It's all tied in case you don't know that.
No, I do know that. That's why I brought up the business school. And this is where I'm kind of confused in the relevancy. Are you going to protest everything, including the clothes that you're wearing that are made in China and Taiwan? You're not. Yes. I know that you're actively not. You're full of shit.
Sister, don't speak for me because you don't know me.
No, okay. Hold on. Wait. You guys, there are 48 people in here. Give me a follow if you're not done. So tap screenshot, live share to your story,
I'll just say
repost
one
it.
more thing, Jess. I want to say something.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna come right back to you. I want to let Nichelle speak. So everybody, I want to let Nichelle speak, and then I'm gonna come to you, social justice. I got you. I'm gonna let you speak. Go ahead, Nichelle.
Yeah, thank you, Jess. So yeah, I just disagree about protest voting. I believe I heard him say that he would purposely vote for MAGA or Republican. Is that what I heard you say, Social?
I said to Chuck Schumer, the minority leader, who I'm a New Yorker, as you might be able to tell. And I said when he was live, listen, if y'all are not going to fight for us, and this is when they did the resolution, this was the last time they caved. If y'all are not gonna vote for us, we're voting Republican. Y'all are all gonna lose your jobs because y'all not doing shit anyway. So I don't want to vote for Republicans, but if that means Democrats can't sit on their behinds and pretend they're representing us, hell yeah, I'll vote for them.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's what I thought you said. So just chat, please don't do that. Because here's the thing. So when that happens, it may feel good in the moment, and you may think that you're teaching a politician a lesson when you do that. I'm old enough. I'm in my mid-50s. I'm old enough
Girl,
to tell
stop.
you
No, you ain't.
generally. Yes, I am, girl. My birthday's in May.
May
I'm about to have
what?
my 4th grandbaby. May 8th.
Oh, okay, you a Taurus.
I'm about to
Oh,
have, yes, a
That's
full
a
Taurus.
day after
I'm
mine.
having okay, YC. Yeah, I'm about to have my 4th grandbaby. My oldest grandbaby just turned 8 2 days ago.
Aw.
But listen, yeah, she's a blessing.
Mhm.
But listen, yeah, so I it may feel good in the moment, but systemically, we're not teaching them a lesson. All they do is reorganize, regroup, and find another way to get whatever it is that they want done. Protest votes may feel good in the moment, or voting for an opposing party to quote unquote teach them a lesson. What happens is the numbers don't play that out, right? Like they don't look at the numbers and go, oh my gosh, a Democrat voted for a Republican. They're just going to assume that you aligned with the ideology of a Republican. They're not going to look at that and go, oh my gosh, I didn't do my job. You know what I mean? They didn't vote for me. And then we end up with where we are right now. Just a quick reminder, as I say all the time when I'm up on justice panels, 90 million people who were over the 18 and eligible to vote chose not to vote, chose not to exercise their right to vote, right? Now, that could be for 90 million different reasons. As Venus said, I would have to credit her for the phrase 90 million different reasons. Could it have been apathy? Maybe. Could have been disenfranchisement? Maybe. Could have been life was life in and they just couldn't get to the polls? Maybe too. There could be 90 million different reasons. But me personally, I feel like we need to make sure that we tap in and get people engaged. In America, we have a voter apathy problem. We just do. Some states are better than others. Some locales are better than others. Some are worse than others. But we don't have enough people engaged. And if people say things like, oh, voting, we're not going to vote our way out of the systemic racism. Listen, I didn't say it was the only tool, but it's certainly a good tool. And if it wasn't that big of a deal, then why did Abbott spend millions of dollars? Jess and I can attest to, any Texan can attest to the voter apathy, the voter suppression, and the gerrymandering that we saw, the rewriting of districts, the same day, polling issue, voting issues that we saw last month or earlier in the month in the primary. What happened in Dallas County? If voting didn't matter, if voting didn't make a difference, then why did they work so hard to try to suppress it?
No,
right. Why are they working so hard to redraw the districts, changing the rules where you can vote, eliminating polling districts? There's an actual Supreme Court case that was argued orally. I want to say last week, Jess, about mail-in voting. I mean, if voting didn't matter, why are they working so hard, both locally and on the national level, to suppress it? So. Sorry, that was a long way of saying, please don't. You can do, I guess you can do what you want. But I just want you to know that when you protest vote like that, that's not teaching the opposition or the party a lesson at all. You're just going to get swept up in the numbers, and it's just going to look like you aligned with that ideology. And you're not punishing anybody when you do that. And that certainly doesn't motivate the party to do a better job. We have to push them to do a better job now, not with the protest vote.
So yeah, that's a very dangerous game you play.
But how did that? I got you, Social. Give me 1 second. How does that? I'm gonna ask this question, but that's just from the show to think about because I'm gonna come right back to her. But how would that work with Texans wanting to protest vote against Salarico? But that's just something to think about. Hold on, let me let Social go, and then I'm gonna come back to you. Go ahead, Social.
One thing we've never done is vote the vast majority of them out. If we say, because again, right, we don't have any of the branches of government in this moment. So what would it matter if it was all Republican in this moment? I'm not saying that we just relinquish and we say, okay, we give up. No, but like, you're not holding your seat, bro. If you're not going to fight for your people and the interest, if you're taking AIPAC money, this money, Shell Corporation money, like whatever you're doing, you're not doing that anymore. I say, in my opinion, again, the definition of insanity is what? What are we going to do? Keep casting out votes for these people who are going to keep playing with us? No, radical change. Okay, so you're not going to, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that? Cool, no problem. Enjoy your next 2 years. You're out of here. And we stick to that. We need a radical change. I say leave AOC, Bernie Sanders, Al, he's from you guys' state, Texas, Al Green, Rankin, Schiff, Sheldon Whitehouse, who's doing a fantastic job. If you listen to his, he's a lawyer. The way he breaks down the Russia probe from like literally 2015 to now, bro, Sheldon Whitehouse is connecting the dots. That's been the newest thing I've been watching for the last couple of weeks. And then there's one more lady from New Mexico. I forget her name. But literally, I have 1, 2, 3, ranking 7, 8 people. The rest of y'all can go. What are y'all doing?
Bernie could go too, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, he's old, but I think that he got that old man thing where he doesn't care what anyone thinks. Like he's still in the beginning when Trump came back in, he's still fighting. Like if honestly we would have just went with Bernie, no, like maybe we don't want to move as far ahead, as quickly ahead and toward the Canadian system way of doing things, which is what I think he was pushing. But we certainly wouldn't be where we are right now.
Hey, you don't mind if I say something real quick, Jess?
Go ahead.
Real quick, not even a minute. I just want to say, man, it's a dangerous game, even entertaining the idea of putting a Republican in any seat, because we see that how fast they could change things for the detriment of our people easy. You see what I'm saying? Just giving them the opportunity to get in a position where they could change stuff, they could do more harm than any centrist could ever do to our people, man. And that's why I would never even entertain a thought of voting for a Republican, especially because that's going to take away the powers of other people who are more moderate for us. You see what I'm saying? Because you're going to limit the powers of the people who probably are under them that could help us.
Hold on, Social. Let me go to Nichelle.
Yeah, just real quick. Again, listen, I'm not shading and throwing shade. I'm not saying anything toward how people want to choose to weaponize. I'm just saying this whole idea that it's going to make someone pay or it's going to change the strategies and the tactics of the party by voting for Republican or doing a protest vote. I'm telling you that it's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. We saw that even in 2024. Look at what happened with the Never Kamala crowd, right?
I will never forgive them.
Right. And what happened was they were, listen, their intention was to try to push her during the campaign period to call for an embargo, okay? But once she didn't move the way that she wanted them to, they didn't take into consideration the rest of the policies that would have helped Americans and marginalized communities. And once they tried to use that lever, okay, once the vote was cast or not cast, it was too late. It was too late. And you see a lot of people regretting that. Well, a lot of them won't show their face online anymore, but they were awfully vocal. So that's what I'm saying. We've already seen this play out before. You think that you're punishing them. And here's the thing, even if she were to look back and go, you know what, maybe I coulda, shoulda, woulda on the Palestine vote, on the Gaza vote, or on the Gaza issue, but now it's too late. It's too late. We can't do anything about it, and here we are. So it is a dangerous game to play, thinking that you are somehow going to punish the party. In my opinion, we need to work really hard on being vocal ahead of time and moving strategically and not taking a micro look at things. And this goes into Tallarico as well. Listen, like I said, I was with a couple of other, Black women who I had my crash out, did it right here on this panel, and then chose to move in silence as to, what we're going to do. I am of the mind that Tallarico, if he's going to try to go after the Black vote, he needs to earn it. We've all said that. There are plenty of things in the community that he can address, suppression, voter suppression, the economic disparities within the Black community in Texas, the prison population, from what young Black people are getting picked up for, specifically related to gardening charges and things of that nature. There are plenty of things that he can address within the Black community. Is he going to do that? Blah, 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 blah. It remains to be seen. Same thing with any other candidate, by the way. Again, flipping Texas isn't just through the Senate seat, right? We focus on him because that was the big one for us, but there are plenty of other races that I'm paying attention to. So yeah, to me, a protest vote, and the only thing I was pointing out is that it doesn't punish like you think it's going to do. It just doesn't. It just doesn't.
Yep. There is a way.
Hold on. Social, I appreciate it. I'm going to continue this conversation mañana or probably Sunday because I got to work tomorrow.
Or nunca.
But I have to go to bed, y'all. So we're going to raid just the bill, child. I just want y'all to sit with a couple of things before we go. If y'all could put spam just the bill shy in the chat, that's who we're going to raid. So everybody kind of knows where we're going. And y'all know when y'all get in there, Jessica Raid. Two things. We all come together. We pressure Tallarico to court the Black vote. He continues to ignore you at the end of the day, because what do you do at the end of the day? You just fall in line anyway, and all your efforts, things like, because that's what's happening. Now he has time and anything could change. But also keep in mind different prospects. What are you willing to do if he ignores you all the way to the end? If we collectively come together and say, we want this, and the other, and then he say, girl, fuck you. What are we going to do? Because we are in a time where politicians are not answering their phone. Some not even having a town hall meetings. They're not addressing you or responding to you on TikTok, on Instagram, on Threads, on nothing. They just keep moving along. So be prepared for what it is you're trying to do. And we talk about not having purity politics. I see why we get caught up in purity politics, because we get caught up in purity TikTok. We expect every creator, every supporter, everybody that comes on the panel to be perfect. There's no grace given. As soon as they don't agree with you or say what you say, you're ready to throw them under the fucking bus, talk dog shit about them because they don't agree with 100% of everything that you fucking say. You're expecting your peers to be pure. That's why you're expecting your politicians to be pure as well. Nobody is fucking perfect, and give everybody grace. But there's a difference between giving grace, making mistakes, and simply ignoring a motherfucker. Simply negating, not giving a fuck. And then we have 8 months to see. I want to say thank you to YG, Maddie, Saji, Nichelle, Kenny, Social Justice, Erica. We'll continue this on Sunday. I got to work tomorrow, but I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you, everybody up on the tube. I appreciate your comments, whether I agree with them or not. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and a thumbs up. I will talk to you later.